What is fucking going on? Election night in the glory hole. What is up, world?
This is very exciting.
Holy shit. Hey, if you guys can hear us and you're enjoying it, send us a thumbs up or a message or a hi-ho, tiddly-toe.
An emoji of some kind.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Fancy graphics.
Goddamn right they are.
Yeah.
We are nothing if not professional in the glory hole.
Heath, thanks for joining us here in the glory hole tonight.
Thanks
Doing
for
inviting
me.
Little election coverage
Glad
tonight.
to be here.
All the way up.
What could possibly go wrong? This is going to be great.
Literally nothing could go wrong. Steve King, is he going to win, you think? Steve King from Steve King.
Yeah, Angie says she's here from Steve King's horrible, horrible district in Iowa. You could have simply said Iowa and left out horrible, horrible.
That's a pretty bad district overall.
It just,
it's
Iowa.
The whole
just
thing.
All those guys.
I'm pretty sure my born-again cousin is from that district, too. And he just sent me an obnoxious letter, like a long-ass letter about his 5th anniversary of Christianity. It was just the worst.
Wait a minute, hold on. I have questions.
He's
a letter?
Yeah. He
Like
sent-
he wrote it on paper?
Handwritten on like
Did Ken Burns slowly pan over
pencil.
it?
It was pencil.
My
I
darling.
swear, an Amish guy showed up with a horse and handed it to me. It was ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
His 5th anniversary in Christianity?
Yeah, 5th anniversary of being born again. Wrote me a letter.
Isn't that just your birthday?
on handwriting
how that
paper?
works.
Yeah. Tell me all about how I was excited about it and how hopefully God's doing good things in my life too. I'm aware that you're an atheist podcaster as your job, but I hope God's doing good things in your life too.
You should be like, yeah, God's really granted me a lot of success with my athist podcasting.
Yeah,
you
it's
should
funny.
try it.
Yeah, he's a listener actually. He friended
Is he
me.
really?
God, no.
I thought you were talking about your cousin for a second.
I can't imagine he's a listener to that show. Wow. No.
Wow. I can't believe your mom listens to the show. You said the other night when we were recording, your mom listens to the shows?
I think my mom's a listener to the shows, yeah. Yeah, my grandma actually, my mom's mom is a listener to some of the shows.
Really?
Yeah, she gets into it. She's politically active. She's way more politically active than me. She's like the coolest lady, way cooler than me. She's 93 years old. She does like protest marches and stuff.
I told my dad that I write a blog. I write a blog to my boys. It's just kind of a private thing. I was like, Dad, I write this blog to the boys, try to pass down some. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to listen to that. And I was like, it's a blog, Dad. You would read it. And he's like, I'm not going to read it. And I was like, okay. Good to know, big guy. Like, that is not going to happen. So, like, your mom and grandma listening to the show. It's
Very
impressive.
possible,
It's I don't get the buy-in on, like, hey, man, maybe you could read this email.
I like to think both my parents are listening to the show.
Let's get dark right away on that tonight. Awesome.
There we go.
Oh, what kind of scotch is being drank tonight? What kind of scotch, Heath?
The Scotch is a Lafroig 10 year. It's a delightful Isla single malt that was provided to me by Glory Hole Studios. I arrived here last night. It was ready.
It was just ready to go. Ready to go.
Yeah.
What's that over there, Tom?
This is, I was very excited to come into the glory hole, as I often am, but more than usual when I saw Jefferson's Ocean Aged at Sea.
I'm going to try some of this. This is what I'm going to be drinking when I start seasteading after this election.
Very
exciting. I'm heading out and becoming part of the Seasteading Institute. I'm going to live on one of those barges with the libertarians. Cool. When we fail at this election, that's where I'm going. Cool. That's my next
I'm going to
stop,
just start drinking before we fail at this
Shall
election.
we raise a glass to
care.
Sealand? Gentlemen, to Sealand? To Sealand. Let's, if we're not invaded by the Germans.
All right, gentlemen.
To Sealand.
Cheers it up.
Cheers.
All right.
So, big news already for Illinois, Tom.
Yeah, the governorship is decided.
Already decided. 1% voted in, and fucking Rounder's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to quit this like I quit everything else.
So you got a billionaire in charge?
Shouldn't
be a problem.
Yeah, we went from a multi-millionaire.
We just
to a-
exchanged rich people.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, they do a good job leading stuff.
Yeah, he's gonna kill it.
What we needed was a
kill us
businessman.
all.
Heath.
Yeah. An outsider. We need a political outsider.
What we needed was just
doesn't know the job.
Let's talk a little bit about Pritzker. Like, this is a guy who, in the Rod Blagojevich at one point was our governor, and he is now our jailed governor.
Yeah, he's
one of our jailed governors, and he's jailed specifically because he was trying to sell
Barack
Obama's seat. And on the FBI tapes, he's heard talking to Pritzker about the treasurer position, and Pritzker's like, "Yeah, I would like that," and he's like, "Oh, you would be interested in that seat?" Like, and that guy's now our governor. Like, we just keep hiring governors just to put them in jail. Like, do they warm the fucking seats up? Like, what the?
They want a new hall.
He's a billionaire. I'm sure he's got some like illegal immigrant just rubbing their hands on his seat before he sits down just to make sure it's warm.
Did you hear like his mansion? Did you hear what he did with his mansion to avoid property taxes?
Killed a bunch of people in it?
Not too far off. So he has this mansion, this fucking enormous mansion.
Is that libel? I don't know.
It's not if it's true, and I feel like we've got the evidence.
Or if it's clearly false, you just can't be in the middle. You can't be
just
medium
can't be like,
true. Yeah.
To drive down the property value to lower his property tax rate, he spent millions of dollars to buy the neighboring property, pull out all the toilets, have it declared uninhabitable. An uninhabitable property next door to your property reduces your value.
Asshole.
It dropped his property tax liability. Then he flipped the house and resold it.
This is the good guy that we wanted.
This is the guy
you voted for.
I voted for this
him?
guy.
Okay.
Don't you rub it in, Heath.
I
Don't
grew
you
up.
rub this in.
But
This was a protest. It was a protest vote. Protest vote, I guess.
A protest?
It was
Meta protest
It was
vote?
like a double protest. I almost
Okay.
fucking collapsed in upon myself when I punched the ticket.
Who was the other option?
Rauner,
who's our current guy.
He's a Republican,
Republican
and he's
incumbent.
and he's incumbent, and
Yeah.
he hasn't done shit in 4 years.
Well, one of the first things that Rauner did when he got in, one of the very first things that he did was he said, oh my God, the state's in a lot of trouble financially. Let's cancel all of the state's like early intervention and children funding programs. So like all the funds that went to help like at-risk kids for educational resources as well as medical resources, he canceled all that. The state insurance program called like, I don't know, Kids Choice or Kids R Us or whatever the fuck it was called, canceled that. He canceled all the funding. So all of a sudden, all these kids that were like at-risk kids and in-need kids, they just, for a significant amount of time, like over a year, there were no state funds being directed there. So like, you got one monster versus another monster, but this really kind of brings up the question I want to talk to you guys a little bit about. It's the bad or worse issue in politics, right? Like,
Bad is better.
yeah.
Let's just go on record and say
like-
bad is better than worse.
We do this thing, I think, a lot where it's like, I want a good choice, and if I don't have a good choice, I don't want to make a choice.
I don't want to do anything.
Right?
Yeah, I want to just
Right.
be
But
stagnant.
like-
Fuck you. You want bad instead of worse,
Yeah,
just to be clear again.
If the two choices are bad or worse, and I always choose bad, the world gets a little better.
Yeah.
Right? Just over time, the world gets a little bit better because I chose bad instead of worse every time. Because if you just choose worse, that is definitionally the worst one.
But
like,
aren't you though grooming candidates forever, like in perpetuity, that you just don't want to vote for? Like, is there ever a moment where you just say fuck it and then hope that somebody who is a lot more aligned to your values emerges after the fact? Am I making sense? You understand what I mean? Like giving up on the whole system just for like one or two rounds, just so that like somebody who is, like if we're talking about like left and right, let's say that, there's a centrist and a right guy, and you don't like either of them. You're like, fucking, I'm a lefty. I don't want any of those guys. If you just give up, then a lefty emerges, maybe hopefully that you could then vote for in the future. Do you understand why?
I think that lefty emerges either way if you vote for the centrist while you can, because that just makes
But if you keep reinforcing the centrist and there's a right and a centrist, are you just then?
is everything pushing progressively to the right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
Does that does that necessarily
mean? Like,
push to the right? Yeah. I don't know, and I don't think that you're wrong, but I think like if you can't get everybody to do the same thing, then and you can win those races and put bad in play instead of worse in play, don't you have an obligation to put bad in play?
You do. Yes.
And that's how I felt about the governor race.
Yeah.
Pritzker's bad, but he's not worse, and somebody's got to win, and it's like,
yeah, I felt really bad about that.
Right.
Like that. In Chicago, we color in. We don't punch anything. There's
Right,
like a
yeah.
color in the arrow to make sure that the thing is. And so I'm sitting there like hovering over it, and my pen is moving, but I'm not actually touching it. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And finally, I just bit the bullet and did it. But
Right.
I was not pleased with the Pritzker
no,
vote.
because it's a shitty choice that we're
is.
consistently required to make.
Yeah, it's burning your hand in the oven or slamming your dick in the door.
Are there, on that? Wait a minute. Burn hand.
Hand.
Is that right?
Hand.
Right?
Burn hand?
Yeah.
Hand.
Yeah, Rauner
Everybody
was the
goes
dick
burn
in
hand.
this. Rauner
Right.
was the dick.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Everybody
Okay.
goes burn hand. Okay. Is there an issue in Illinois politics on the governor's side that you think was interesting or that you thought was motivating at all? Like anything? Because there was for me.
Yeah, it's the marijuana thing.
The
for me
marijuana
too. Yeah,
thing,
it's our state is in massive bankruptcy. Like we've been losing money, hemorrhaging corporations for years.
Is Illinois likely to pick up recreational with the
there's
new governor?
Yeah, the new governor,
He won't
that was
veto it.
one of his things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's campaigning on the promise to get it done. And, Chicago decriminalized,
Yeah.
right?
So
the political will, I think, is strong to get it done. And I'm excited because we'd be the first state in the Midwest to have recreational legalized marijuana. I think that's
useful.
huge. I
First
think that's
mover
huge.
advantage.
Right,
In the regional first mover advantage. It's huge.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just looking at
the closest one is Colorado.
Right.
And so, couple-hour plane flight. So,
and we were just looking at the tax revenue Colorado raked in on it, $200 million. They did that on a population base of under 6 million, and we've got a population base of 13 million. So that stands to benefit.
Plus, you got Heath in Cincinnati driving over.
I mean, Noah will come visit, and that's it. It's all done. It's all done.
So Florida right now,
what else looks good?
79% reporting in Florida.
Ooh.
And Gillum is behind
It's
by
by a percentage point.
A single percentage point.
I don't know how significant that is yet.
Yeah, right now we're looking at, a lot of precincts have already reported, but I know for sure almost always it's these ones down at the very tip of the wang down here. Those are the ones that are slow.
The drippy
dribbles.
end?
It just dribbles. It gets
Yeah.
caught in the hood. And those votes are hard to squeeze out of there. You really got to
more
shake
nerve
'em.
endings in that area.
You really got to shake it, to get those votes out of there.
Are we really relying on the smegma of Florida
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now?
yeah.
That's
got to get one of those like special Q-tips in there just to get the what? You guys don't. You guys don't do that. Okay, whatever. Okay.
Well, spatula.
I don't know. A spatula.
Small, like a little.
Yeah, like a silicone
a dental spatula.
Yeah, like one made out of silicone, so it doesn't stick to the.
I would circumcise myself.
So let's take
Are
a
you
look.
not chopped? Hold on.
No, I am very much chopped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I don't have to I just pull that shit back.
You'd
and call
put it
that
back
shit a
on and then
shower.
do it again.
Yeah, I
if you
would,
needed
if
to.
I needed to. Yeah, if it
to
were
accomplish a goal.
If the issues were getting
Yeah.
that significant,
Fair.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right, so one of the races that we're in house a little sad about is this one.
Oh, that's
This one's sad. Kentucky's 6th House District. Amy McGrath
Amy
lost.
McGrath's my girl.
Can we talk for a second about that? Your vote doesn't count shit. 9,000 votes make the difference.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's not a lot of votes.
That's not a lot of votes.
Not a lot of votes. 9,000 votes.
You would have pushed me over with a feather, though, if you'd have said there's 9,000 people in Kentucky. Though. I'd been like,
I didn't think there were 9,000
maybe.
people that could read the ballots.
maybe.
That's
sure.
for sure.
Yeah, do they have to orally vote? Like, they have to nod when they go.
They get like the fast food menu for the illiterate, just like pointing at a picture of a Big Mac. Just like,
Jesus.
that one. Just slap your
Are we still?
fingers
Is
against it.
this thing still working? So, oh, okay, good.
It's a braille menu. It's just boobs or not boobs. There
Hey
you go.
guys, we're gonna ask the stream this. What race were you paying attention to? What if it's a governor, Senate, House? Let us know which race you guys were interested in. There's several that I have a whole list of these.
Hi, Leslie. I just saw
that I
a
was-
sexual comment. That was fun.
Oh, there we go.
The black race.
Yeah, Georgia and Florida governors. Yep.
That's huge.
Beto. Yeah, we're gonna be paying attention
Georgia's
to
not
Beto.
looking
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
That
Eli Bosnick. I saw an Eli Bosnick in there. Is there an Eli Bosnick? I thought he'd be asleep already. He was up early driving really angry people to the polls.
God, can you imagine Eli driving people? When I heard he was volunteering to do the thing he is least adept at in the world.
That is basically voter suppression at this point. Having Eli Bosnick drive people around.
I was just hoping he was driving only people from Republican districts. There's no way they arrive. There's no way they arrive.
Very little chance.
Steve King. I got to look up Steve King.
Let's see how Stevie King's doing.
I'll just go here and
God, I hope he gets
work
killed.
my way over. It's not Senate. It's the House.
It's Iowa, right?
Yeah, it's the House too.
But I think, aren't you in Indiana right now?
No, I just hit the House. And
I'm sorry.
It's this district.
There he is.
0% reporting. So
That's not very many.
can't tell.
We're gonna need more data on this.
Right
Call Nate
now-
Silver.
Right now, the House
Got
has
one vote in. I'm ready to predict.
gained 2 seats right now. The House has. Man.
Well,
Got to gain a lot more than that.
We only need 21 more.
The Florida governor
flip.
election is depressing to me if that doesn't work out.
I know. It's so bad if it doesn't work out.
What was the quote? It was killing me. It was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Gillum said, he's talking about DeSantis. He's like, I'm not calling him a racist, but the racists think he's a racist.
Yeah.
It was such a
It was
good line.
perfect. It was perfect.
Such a good point about just the broader picture here of the entire Republican Party. Like, yeah, the racists think you're racist, whether or not you're actually a racist. Some of you are actually racist. Like Steve King's definitely actually a racist.
Oh, yeah.
Very much so, yeah. But like, I want to ask you this question. Like, if you're running for office and you're not a racist, but the racists back you, let's say they're on board. They for whatever reason, they back you. Do you accept that shit, or do you come out, even though it might mean that you lose their support, do you come out and repudiate it? Like, what's the obligation?
Yeah, I mean, I think morally you definitely
repudiate, right?
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
if you don't repudiate it, then you're in bed with the racists.
But let's say the racists all of a sudden were on, like, you know, Amy McGrath's side, or, you know, whoever's running against Steve. Like, if it's switched, I don't know. I might feel differently. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would or not. Like, is it our side is like never the
it'd be weird to transpose that
side?
one racism issue and then they'd agree with me on all that other stuff. That wouldn't make sense. But like,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
trying
No,
to think.
they-
I'm
nobody
trying to,
would-
I'm trying to isolate
that's
that
the hard
variable.
part.
I'm
That's
trying to
not
isolate
a-
that variable in my head and decide what I would want from like my favorite candidate plus the racists happen to back him.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, at some point as a candidate, do you have some responsibility for the groups that support you? Like are you? Yeah, I mean, like, you are representative of the people that vote you in, and if the people that vote you in are the racists, it kind of at that point doesn't matter what you think about black people or the Jews.
You're beholden in some sense.
The people who don't like the black people and Jews think you're one of them. Like, aren't you? Like, don't you kind of need to be like, well, I gotta walk from that one. I'm getting a real
Just
job.
blow,
Like, that's not
blow
for
a
me.
regular whistle a bunch, to be clear. Yeah.
Yeah, one that we can all hear.
just
Yeah, it doesn't
make,
have to
make it
yeah.
clear what's happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, unless you like give them their money back and shit. Like, I don't buy the like, oh, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me shit. Like,
You got to be a little bit in bed with them.
yeah,
You know, there's an interesting thing that was happening. I might as well play the robocall that we listened to earlier. Stacey Abrams. It's a race that we are following. Stacey Abrams is running for the governorship in Georgia right now. And it's, you know, there's not a lot of districts reporting, 25 reporting. Brian Kemp is
soundly in
winning
front right
at that
now.
point. But there's a lot of places that, you know, have not reported.
Ware
You know,
County looks pretty red.
One reported in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right. Oh, yeah.
three in
There's still
Atlanta.
a lot of votes out there.
A lot of votes and a lot of
a lot
votes
of potential blue votes.
and a lot of potential blue votes still. So we're you know, clearly that race still has a long way to go. But Stacey Abrams was running, and Oprah went down to go stump for her, and there was a white supremacist robocall. Now, we played one of these on our show last week that was playing in Florida, but I want to play it for the audience. We listened to this earlier. It is as racist as you could possibly imagine. So
Buckle in.
I mean, I would say content warning, but you know, you listen to this show, so.
This is the magical Negro, Oprah Winfrey,
Okay.
asking you to make...
Can we just pause it right there?
Sure, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, magical
You
Negro?
know, who would want a magic? I mean, I wouldn't say I would say black person,
Yeah.
but a magical black person?
Yeah.
How is that a negative thing? I don't understand that.
I don't even think you need to like. I would take a magical hamster.
Wouldn't-
I just want some magic.
Just
like,
magic.
I need a
Real
little
magic.
magic in my
Sure.
life.
Just real
You know?
magic.
Like, I'm good.
But even a racist white person, wouldn't they want a magical black person? I'm just saying. Just like logically.
It's like an I Dream of Genie slave. You're like,
Yeah.
I guess that's just an I Dream of Genie.
It's just
so that's a different problem.
Make
it's
my
possible.
fellow Negress, Stacey Abrams, the governor of Georgia.
Fellow
Years ago,
Negress.
the Jews who owned the American media thought
I love that they just can't just be one racism. Like, they've got to make sure they branch out into other racism. Like, no, we gotta make sure we really
Diversify
cover
the
board.
racism.
Yeah, we gotta slather it on. You know what I mean?
At some point, like at the end of this, you're just gonna be like, P.S. the Mexicans. You know, just for no reason. We're just gonna say it. Just like also.
Might as well.
And just end Samoans.
That's a weird one to get worked up over.
saw something in me, the ability to trick dumb white women into thinking I was like them, and to do, read, and think.
I was like them? she's so alien from other people that she has to trick other people into thinking that they're alike.
Are there white women watching Oprah being like, I'm just like her?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm a black billionaire.
I'm a black billionaire. who owns her own network.
I'm like the third richest person in the world.
I'm going to read that book because we're the same.
But I would argue that like Oprah probably has more in common with a bunch of rich white women than she does with the typical African American woman, right?
Yeah.
Like in terms of like how her life is structured.
Yeah.
I'm guessing her trials and tribulations don't match up as well, right?
Sure.
You think she'll run for something soon? You think Oprah?
I hope not. I think it would be a terrible
I
mistake.
hope not too. I think
it would be a terrible mistake. I think it would be a terrible mistake because it might work. And I think I think if we get into a cycle where it works to hire TV hosts, with no experience and no education in the business, like then that's just our world now forever. And then we just wait for the big flash in the cloud, and then we go all outside and mutate. That's our job now.
Hopefully no.
Hold on a second. I got to check something out here. 21. It hasn't refreshed. I know people have said shit in 3 minutes. I got to refresh it. Sorry, guys.
Something happened with the chat. We're fixing it.
Fixing it.
What I told them to. I see that same potential in Stacey Abrams, where others see a poor man's Aunt Jemima.
Now, don't be going after Aunt Jemima like
That's
that.
another positive. I
love syrup.
That's a delightful
I
syrup.
love syrup.
Yeah.
Quick question. Is Aunt Jemima classist syrup? Because, like, why do I need a poor man's version of Aunt Jemima?
It's like, yeah.
I've never been,
I didn't catch that distinction.
I've been a little broke in my life, but I've never been like, God damn, I can't afford Aunt Jemima syrup.
Let me get the well syrup, not the fancy top shelf Aunt Jemima.
Like, you show up to someone's house like, whoa, breaking out the Aunt Jemima. Let me get out my pinky fingers.
What
to
year
drink.
of Aunt Jemima is that? Yeah.
Would you like to smell the
Is
cap?
that an 85?
Hints of maple syrup.
Hints of corn.
Just hints, though. No actual syrup
it's
in
just
here.
corn. It's
Right,
just literally
yeah.
corn syrup.
Brown corn syrup.
It's corn syrup, and they threw like one coffee
It's not even maple, yeah.
to fucking distill.
I see someone white women can be tricked into voting for, especially the fat ones.
Okay,
Really?
come on now.
We're just anti-fat white
let's
women.
be clear.
That's the South. That's the whole South.
No. But thin women are way more gullible than fat women. That's just like a dumb comment. That's just get your facts straight.
And so I promise that every single person who votes for Stacey Abrams, you're going to get a new car. So you get a car. And you get a car.
Remember?
And you
It's
get
like
a car.
fun- it's
and
like
you get
being
a car.
funny, but-
Everybody gets a car.
Wait a minute.
And as far as the race to
quick
wear
question.
rights,
Are we not actually getting the car? Can we just back up to, is that facetious now? I'm having a hard time deciding which points are facetious. We don't get the car?
I think you get a car for every time he says you get a car.
That's a lot of cars.
They actually drive in with one of those trucks with all the cars all backwards and forwards on it, and they just pull it up right to your
they're
house.
like, sir, I believe you voted for Stacey Abrams. Here's your truck full of cars. That's great, but I actually wanted a car full of trucks. Fuck you. All right.
you're in the way, don't worry about them. Like I said in that famous interview in 2013, white racists just have to die. This message paid for.
Can we talk about that one? Because like he seems to be a little upset that somebody wants the white racist to die because he's like one of those guys. But like, don't the white racists want the black people to die?
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
wait a minute.
Hey, don't you turn the tables on us.
That's just mean. You're a meanie negress.
But I negress. I don't even know what that means. Anyway,
If you're black and you take a break from school, is it necess? Is it negress?
I guess you just
Recess?
like a
Is that what it is?
recess.
Yeah.
I think it's a sublactical.
Let's see if the chat's gonna yell at us.
That
Mark's
is a
like,
little
I'd love white racists to die. Yeah, and you know when you hear that interview, she's basically saying we need to wait for them to die. She's not saying go out and kill a racist.
Right.
She's saying we just need to wait for the old white racists to die. Like,
And
yeah,
I'm right there.
Yeah, I'm right there
That's-
with you.
That's
like, yeah.
the best thing that could happen
Yeah.
to American politics.
I would like
and
all
it
the
will.
white- yeah.
And it will. Suck it. Yeah.
When all the white racists die, like we all get wings, right? That's the thing that happened. I don't know exactly what. When's the
You get
last
a car,
one?
and you get a car. Come on, be nice to Heath, guys. Stop it.
It's not bald. It's shaved. I choose it.
He's a guest.
He's a guest in the glory hole,
Outrageous.
guys. Congrats to Florida.
Why are we congratsing Florida?
What happened with Florida? Let's check that.
Oh, this could be exciting for a minute. I want to be happy.
Gillum? Ooh.
No.
No?
Oh, it's still.
I wish you wouldn't lie in the text, but the chat thing. Don't say things and then we click over and then it's not good news.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at something other than we're looking at the Times? You guys have something else?
93%. He's still 1 point behind. Let me look at
83,000 votes. A lot of votes. What is there something else you guys are looking at?
Something else in Florida? Maybe did they just say Florida? Maybe they weren't talking about the governor.
Yeah, there is some other shit in Florida.
There's a couple congressionals. Yeah.
Let's see.
Regardless, the governor thing is just such a big deal in terms of. Do you guys know actually how many governors are red and blue at the moment?
I don't know.
It's like
no.
33. In my head was 33 Republican, 17 Democrat out of the 50.
Yeah.
Something like that. Point being, if the governor thing gets fixed a little bit, the governors have the veto on redistricting.
Right.
So when we get the next round of redistricting, if we get a decent amount of governorships taken over that we don't have at the moment, we have that many more states where we could at least veto a bullshit gerrymandering, or maybe if we win enough people into state legislatures, get a good reverse gerrymandering back to something reasonable.
Reverse gerrymandering.
Democracy is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think they're going to take up? Didn't the Supreme Court decide not to take up the gerrymandering issue recently?
I remember like a couple state by state issues where that was the thing. Like,
because wasn't that going to get pushed up to the Supreme Court and they declined to hear it? Right? Is what I seem to recall.
Okay.
Because the gerrymandering that just seems so patently unfair. Like that just seems so obvious on its face that we shouldn't do that. Like at some point, what is the logic behind defending that? Like, well, it worked for me.
The logic is democracy fucks over the Republican Party. If you just count votes, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
So they got to come up with bullshit ways around it, like the Electoral College, like gerrymandering, or else they could just definitely lose.
But like, how do you say that without saying that part, right?
I say it just like that.
Well, I know, but like if you're a lawyer arguing it, right?
Well, for 40 years, it was 40 years that they did not control the House. They broke that in the 90s. But for 40, Newt Gingrich was the one who broke up.
Yeah,
but
Contract
for
with America.
40 years, they didn't control the House because the House is set up by the population.
Right.
The population centers are the ones that vote in the more people.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
And the reward on the other side is we give you as a fucking huge gift the Senate.
Yep.
Your bullshit little states, Wyoming has 2 senators, New York has 2 senators,
Right.
Illinois has 2 senators. You already get that's a giant gift. You're supposed to be very happy with that, and then there's democracy on the House side at least.
Right.
That's how it's
Right. No, that happens all the time. And it's the House, you're going to see like, you get 3 over here, 3 over. Like this is a 3
Look at all
area.
that.
This is a 3.
It's
like that's
it's
all
garbage
3.
time.
you're
That's all
circling.
3.
You're circling like 15 people.
Yeah.
Fuck all of you.
All right, so let's take a look at some of these races. I want to see which ones came in. Let me take a look at Brian Kemp's still way ahead here.
Oh,
But again,
25%
only 25% reporting.
so.
We're going to scroll up here to let's see where Donnelly's doing. Indiana. Mike Braun has won
Yeah.
Oh,
in
crushed.
Indiana.
Crushed.
So Braun won that. And he fucking wrecked him too.
Yeah,
like, he
11
fucking
points?
wrecked him. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, so that's
Good night, son.
that's for them. Kentucky, we already did this one. We're going to look at it one more time. Oh, we lost that one. Georgia.
For a brief shining moment, Kentucky almost mattered.
Yeah.
It just, enjoy obscurity, assholes.
1%. We really can't talk about that one yet. 1% reporting.
What we got in Virginia?
89%.
89% reporting.
Democrats leading.
In Virginia.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, and not now. Just
What?
flipped over.
What? No, why did
Don't-
that
Just
happen?
flipped.
No,
It just
refresh.
Stop
refresh.
doing that.
Don't
Turn off the TV. If you turn off the
time
TV.
out. I
at the
call
time that you
timeout.
want it.
Scrimmage.
I'm just going to keep
Fuck.
drinking this.
Hey, how's that Jefferson's? I'm going to order.
Remember, as soon as we finish
You know
this,
what?
we're going to call the Seasteading Institute and we're going to leave the country.
I like that it's
and go
named
live.
after a politician.
live.
This is appropriate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Little
Is he a
Jefferson's
Democrat?
buddy?
A little Jefferson's would be,
buddy? All
would be
right.
lovely. Thank you.
Ohio election results. That
Thank
one
you.
was a close race. A toss-up went to the Republican.
That's gross.
Or it's going to the Republican.
Central
Only 5%.
Ohio, yeah.
Yeah, only 38% reporting. So, and it just actually lowered. So, and then the Georgia governorship, we looked at that a few seconds ago. Brian Kemp's leading, but only 29% reporting. West Virginia Senate, 6 percentage
That's
points,
nice.
50%.
That's a good lead.
It's a good lead.
It's a good lead. 50% reporting. Looks like
It's-
Charleston's in.
It's the incumbent. So
Yeah,
you
well, that's
hope.
good. That's
Yeah.
great. Looks like Charleston's in. That's big.
Hey, question for you guys. What is the vote in your history of your voting that you're most embarrassed by? That you're
Oh, I talked about this before we went on the air, but I can do it again.
What?
Ross Perot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I voted for Ross Perot because the country needed a businessman, Tom. That's what we needed.
Yeah,
was a
it was going
businessman.
good
We
for
needed
us.
A businessman. That's what we
Now,
needed. My
that's-
first.
I might have voted. I was 11 at the
Yeah.
time, so I
Yeah,
couldn't. But
I was
might have-
mentally 11.
My middle school voted for.
Your middle school.
My middle school elected Ross Perot by a landslide when we
Did
voted.
they
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, we did like a mock vote, and it was not even close. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Clinton and Bush got killed.
Yeah, he didn't win a single electoral college vote, but that doesn't matter. He still stole votes from.
He did electrify. That was there
Yeah.
was a handful of third party
There's a lot
candidates.
of, he
that
got a lot
really-
of votes.
yeah.
He just didn't get it. It didn't equate into any electoral college victory at all.
No.
Not a single one.
And
So.
do you think a third party is ever going to happen in our lifetime? Do you think a third party that actually?
Not the way the electoral college is set up.
You
No,
kinda can't,
You
right?
can't do it.
You kinda
Not
can't.
the way the electoral. I mean, if it was popular vote, maybe.
Yeah.
But
You could have range voting.
yeah,
That would do it.
I
That
think
that would make party splitting not a problem anymore.
so much better ways to vote than what we currently do for president. In
Okay,
this
so let me
country.
ask that. Like, does it change? Does the electoral? Do we die lamenting the electoral college?
I think that I forget what it's called, the state by state compact thing where they're trying to get
right where they're trying to figure out the
if enough
yeah.
states that add up to an electoral college win agree that whoever wins the popular vote gets our state's electoral votes, then and I think we need 150 more electoral votes at the moment. We're like about halfway there, something like that.
100 more. They need 100 more.
100 more. Okay, so they're a
yeah.
little more than halfway there,
Yeah.
if that's the number. And if I could see that happening in our near lifetime, actually.
Yeah.
So the
Okay.
whoever wins the
And that
popular
basically
vote
breaks it.
They just
That would
automatically
break the electoral college without
Yeah.
any, constitutional changes.
Yeah, you don't have
Right.
to do anything. It's
Because it's just a structure.
That's just state by
Yeah.
state thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Right.
Federalism goes to
And you feel
fuck
like
'em
this
in the
could
ass,
happen. You feel like this could happen because obviously the Republicans would fight against this tooth and nail, right? There's only disadvantage if you're a Republican on this side.
Yeah. In the current political climate, yeah, only disadvantage.
The
to
electoral
Republicans.
college should be taken out back and shot. Yeah.
Someone
Anybody
just typed Heath. I like that. Just
Hello?
like Heath.
What?
Hello.
Heath.
Maybe they were embarrassed about voting for me for something. What did I run for? A lot of stuff I did in my 20s that I don't remember.
Oh man. I voted for Green Party a couple times in our state, but it was a protest vote for governor. Like when Blagojevich was running,
What are you supposed to do?
I didn't vote for him. I was like,
I know.
fuck it, Green Party. I was like, fuck this guy. He's a crook. You knew he was a crook beforehand. You're just like,
He sounded exactly like who he was.
absolutely, yeah.
Like, that guy was kind of amazing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He was great.
The
theater.
haircut, he had the exact same haircut you would
The
imagine.
jogging suits?
Yep, the
jogging
jogging
suits.
suits. He looked like Bobby De Niro.
Call up a picture of that guy.
He looked like Bobby De Niro in Casino.
That guy was amazing. Like, I will say, like, the theater that he created to listen to the FBI tapes. Did you happen to hear the FBI tapes?
No.
Oh, my God. It's great. He's like, I got this thing. It's fucking gold. I'm not giving it away for free. It's, oh, God. He sounded
He looks good there.
so gangster. Find me that hair was insane.
He looks like he's allergic to himself. Doesn't he?
Yeah, he constantly looks like he's having a reaction.
To him.
Yeah, to him. Like
his
he
skin
can't
to
get,
his skeleton.
he can't get far
Yeah.
enough away from it. Yeah. Oh God, what an asshole.
he was
He was the worst.
second governor consecutively to go to prison for corruption in Illinois.
You guys have a pretty sweet
That's
track
pretty
record
great.
there.
And now we got Pritzker, but he'll buy his way out. He buys his way out of everything. He's a billionaire. Those guys don't go to jail. Like, name the
No.
last billionaire that went to jail. They don't go to jail. They can play the blood money or whatever it costs.
All right, let's take a look at some the House here real quick.
All right.
Gain 2 seats. We've only gained 2 so far.
That's not going to do it.
We need a few more.
Republican favored here. This is hopeful.
It's early.
Right? The Republican favored stuff. It's early in Illinois.
Yeah, how's Illinois looking overall? That's a big lead.
Gotta let it refresh here.
Yeah.
So the reddest parts are the reddest parts as usual.
Right. Yeah.
I know my district. I know Danny Davis already won. The guy, I don't even think he ran against
You
anybody.
find 39.
Yeah, let me zoom in.
But it's every state. We were looking at the map earlier before we started, and it's just every state, the same pattern.
Yeah.
It's like there's a little pocket of people with, universities and books and little pocket of blue, big thing of red around it. Every time, every state.
Yeah, how's Bill Foster doing? That's my pony.
I'd love to see a side-by-side comparison of how many books there are in the country
I wonder.
and this map.
I wonder if you compare the electoral map to universities.
Bill Foster won.
Oh, good. Yeah. Did he crush her?
I'm quite certain.
Crush her?
Yeah,
good.
he laid
Good.
the
Next
bricks.
to universities, it would look very similar. If,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
if
I wanna
blue
point
would
out
be
too,
more
guys-
universities and red would be less, yeah, it would be almost the same map.
I want to point out too here. That's my guy, Danny Davis.
Nice.
Danny Davis won by an immense amount. I can't zoom in any farther. I would. So this was the big race that everybody was talking about. The Nazi was running against Lipitsky.
Arthur Jones?
The actual Nazi. Like the,
The
literal Nazi.
Yeah,
the Republican Party had to be like, whoa.
Tone it down a little.
They what they really were like, you're not supposed to say it out loud. You can take their money. You can
send
let
a
them
robocall.
robocall.
But Lipitsky laid the beats down on that guy.
Still, 35,000 people were like,
people weren't swayed that he was a Nazi.
maybe the Nazi. Maybe the Nazi.
35,000 people
people.
voted for a literal
Yeah.
professed Nazi.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Heath. There's only 67% reporting, so let's not
okay.
jump the gun.
Yeah.
No.
Let's not jump the
That
gun.
number will climb.
gonna
Sorry,
be- it's gonna
Illinois,
be-
you're a little bit more enlightened
It's
than
gonna
I
be
thought.
42,000 or
Jesus Christ.
50,000 when it's over with.
God.
Yeah.
Where's
Literal
Illinois
Nazi.
3? Where is that?
Little.
Which part? Doesn't matter.
It's by Chicago.
It's right by Chicago.
It's by
What?
Chicago. Illinois.
Well,
3.
that's why he got no votes, right?
He
Like,
got 35,000 votes.
well, I wanted to.
So
that's
far.
not okay. Yeah. I know. It's really sad.
Wow.
It's really sad.
It is so sad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry to butt in, guys,
35,000
but
Nazis in Illinois.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, what's up, Ian?
Sorry to butt in, but chat is requesting a drinking game of some sort.
Okay,
All
Chad
right.
is
Play at
requesting
home.
it.
All right, ready?
Which chat?
1, 2, 3, drink.
Games.
That works.
All right.
We all won.
I'm
Maryland
not kidding. I will
wants
say I
Maryland.
have a 35-mile drive home. I'm not getting drunk.
Let's take a look at Maryland.
All right.
Kind of want that toothbrush in the ad. Got to be honest.
They keep on flashing. Yeah.
Looks like a pretty good toothbrush. I'm just saying.
All right.
Okay.
That's Virginia.
You guys see the toothbrush that's just like a mouthpiece?
Yes.
You just like bite an entire thing that surrounds
just,
your,
like,
your both,
shakes the
both
shit out of
parts
you?
Your,
Yeah.
Your top and bottom teeth are surrounded by
It's like a
bristly
bristles.
stuff.
Wait,
and it's
is-
like
So it's
and
like
just-
it's like a shake weight for your teeth.
it's like kind of yeah.
You just hold it like.
My first blowjob trainer. That's what it is. You can buy it at adamandeve.com, which you can head over to adamandeve.com.
Yeah.
Enter Gloria at checkout.
Yeah.
Get 50% on almost any item. Free sex swing.
Then you can fall asleep
Free
on your
shipping.
Casper mattress. Check out the offer code scathing.
Yeah, check out Glory at checkout for Adam and Eve though. You get a free sex swing, guys. And we are shills for Adam and Eve. We will do it. Any fucking opportunity that we get, we will shill for Adam and Eve.
And if you want a fuck doll, you go to realdoll.com.
and if
Put
you want to
together
get
a nice harmony.
and if you want to get fucked by the house, just watch this stream. Because that's what's going to happen to us. So, let's take a look at what's going on. 2 seats still, guys.
Very exciting.
How many seats do we need to gain to flip it?
20 something.
23.
23? Okay. So not enough
Guys,
yet.
let's see how Beta's doing.
I was going to say, let's take a look over in Texas.
Oh, it's my boy.
Well, hold on. I want to see Florida governor. Let's be
Oh,
sad.
come on, man.
Let's be sad.
Wait a minute.
94%.
It got worse.
And it's
Got slightly worse.
it got slightly worse. So.
Cool. Ron DeSantis went to the Little League World Series when he was like 11. So that's cool.
Why are you talking right now?
About him.
Didn't we have a baseball player with that same last name? I wonder if they're related.
They might be.
I wonder. I don't fucking know. I even stopped caring about that sentence.
94% reporting, and you're down by that many votes. That's done. That's a lot.
Yeah.
He hasn't conceded yet, but it's a lot.
It's great.
Maybe we'll get a recount in Florida.
It's great. If you live in Florida and you didn't vote, you should just be ashamed of yourself. I just want, like, you just should. Like, just, it matters in Florida.
Yeah,
if you live in
absolutely.
Florida, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
That's like, if you live in Florida and you have legs that will not, like, if you have something that will carry you out of Florida and you choose to stay, at least vote. At least fucking vote.
Get really good at swimming.
Oh, look at that.
That's better than I
Holy
thought he would
shit.
be doing, but there's only 7%
Beto
reporting.
O'Rourke is leading by just about a half a percentage point, 34,000 votes.
Then half a percentage
Only
point.
7% of her precincts reporting, so it's still, there's nothing really there, but that's a good start, man.
That is
7% of precincts reporting.
What?
That's a lot of votes.
What happens to Ted Cruz? Like, what does he do for work? The guy, when asked, like, what else do you do other than politics? Basically,
Pizza, I do nothing.
He could haunt an opera house. I don't know. A lot of stuff you can do.
Doesn't he look? We were talking. He looks like Grandpa from the
yeah.
Munsters, like in
like
such a way,
huge way.
Yeah.
that you can't. I mean, you look at him and you're just like, oh my god.
I'm gonna ooze my way back home after the election.
Let's see how
His wife won't fuck him now. If he loses, are you kidding me? Holy shit.
Wisconsin.
You have
I fucking hate Scott Walker. That's a piece of garbage.
Wisconsin
up there.
owes this country right now.
Yeah.
Like, if Wisconsin owes us one, if that
Yeah,
fucking oven
looks
mitt
like-
of a state doesn't fucking get its act together and do the right fucking thing,
Yeah.
I'm never buying your cheese again.
Yeah, Wisconsin. You know, Florida owes us one too.
Yeah.
Like Florida owes us too, man.
But Florida's fucking wang has been up our ass election after election after election.
You can't
We've
count on
gotten
Florida.
a good, consistent hand
it
job
almost
from
shouldn't.
this
It
man.
almost shouldn't be a swing state anymore.
Florida's
Yeah.
ridiculous, but Wisconsin, that's like the birthplace of progressive politics in this country. Like, come on. They always won. It looks like they're going to miss one, though. Looks like.
Yeah,
What was reporting there?
It was. It didn't look like it was a lot yet.
But Walker's down by like four.
Yeah,
five,
we're
five
talking.
points.
We're talking 20% almost.
Okay.
And he's 5 percentage points over Walker. Madison looks like it's
Look for Waukesha County around Milwaukee.
How do
110 out of 200. What?
you know specific counties in Wisconsin?
I do business in Wisconsin, so I have some familiarity. Yeah. So.
Yeah, so we'll be watching this one as the night goes on. Let's see where the Nevada Senate is. Nothing's closed there yet. Yeah, we're not going to be able to roll into the 10 o'clocks yet. Arizona, we had Andre Salas on talking about this, but this is not. There's nothing reporting yet.
No.
Even though I wonder if a lot of that stuff was early voting for Texas, because their polls don't even close until 9 o'clock. Well, 9 o'clock Eastern. I guess they closed already. It closed an hour, like 45 minutes ago. So
Isn't Arizona like? I mean, Arizona is a retirement state, so like, aren't they typically like a red lock because of that? Isn't that part of why they demographically
and I
swing
think
in
that's
that
why. I
direction?
think that's why there's
they're a
such a
snowbird
swing
state.
in Florida too. Is like that. That's
Right.
why there's so much.
Yeah.
But it's people retiring, like Florida anyway. It's people retiring from New York. So like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I don't know.
They just want to hold on to their cash, bro.
Right. Yeah, they don't care. They watch the fucking world burn. They're dying anyway.
All right, drinking game. Cheers.
Cheers.
Friggin' clown.
There you go.
Glug, glug, glug. I have a long drive home. I'm not getting arrested. All right.
Not for this anyway.
No. Not tonight, probably.
North Dakota. This was the Heidi Head camp.
That's still in America?
That is
That's depressing.
20% reporting.
I love that 20% is reporting and there's only like 38,000 votes. Pause and think about how fucking irrelevant you are, and you still get two
get two
fucking
senators.
North fucking Dakota. No, I mean, for real? For real? What? They should just cancel North Dakota.
Arizona
Name
loves
one
their
thing
guns.
that's happened in North Dakota.
No,
Can you
fuck
name
you.
anything in
No.
a person, anything important that's ever happened with North Dakota?
Oh, we got a bunch of oil out of it, so we sent a bunch of people to set up basically work camps and found a new fucking Deadwood in North Dakota.
Couldn't we treat that like Puerto Rico and like not care and not really let them vote on most stuff and like?
Oh, they were white people we sent out there.
You take away their vote. That'd be perfect.
You know, there's a pretty
Fargo
significant...
is set there. That's a good point.
There's
Somebody thought of a North Dakota thing in the chat.
Statehood. the movie? Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
There is a pretty significant movement to try to push for Puerto Rican statehood. It seems like it might have some legs, in part because of all the people that got displaced by Maria that moved to Florida.
Yeah.
That can now vote on it. They're actually you're actually more politically influential if you leave Puerto Rico, and you can potentially influence the politics that affect Puerto Rico as long as you fucking leave Puerto Rico to do it, which is insane.
I noticed you guys are all wearing blue. You're rocking the blue.
Yeah,
Oh, Cecil's got a stripe of red.
Did you not get the?
I got red, white, and blue on tonight.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
It's very American.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Man.
Yeah, like I say, this is my last night in the United States. I'm planning on leaving somewhere.
All right, hold on. Everything goes tits up. Where do you go? Like what country? You can go anywhere. The travel costs. Yeah, where do you go?
Immediately, I know where I go.
Where do you go?
Edinburgh.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's a good call.
A minute.
They're going to be part of not Europe soon, though.
Yeah.
That's not going to be helpful.
But those Scots are so
economically.
angry about it. You know what I mean? Like, they're fucking angry.
It's a beautiful
about it.
place.
I do love their fury.
I'm like in Sweden, somewhere like that myself.
God, it's just, why are like all the progressive countries that you want to go to like so cold? I got to go Australia just for the warmth.
Warmth would be good. I could see
for the
going
warmth.
Canada too, though.
But it's just so cold,
It's pretty cold.
man. It's just
Well, we know this one's gone. I'm just
can't
going to
do
delete
that.
it.
oh yeah, and that's the last anyone cared about Indiana. You know what? Get rid of Kentucky.
So long, Kentucky.
While you're at it,
You lost 2.
fuck off,
Bye,
Kentucky. Good.
All the polls are closed at 6. Go
You know what?
fuck yourself.
If you
How's
keep hitting
that?
delete, my heart doesn't feel like it's as broken. So that's
right.
good.
Let's see what other ones we can delete, Tom.
Yay!
So Georgia's 6th house. Currently,
All right.
we're at 4.
Yeah,
it's
we're
only
winning that one.
1% Republican.
That's the important percent, and I'm going to extrapolate
Let's see what the
Nate
Georgia
Silver
governorship
style.
is.
What do we got?
She's climbing back in it a little. Only 35% of the district's reporting. And there's a lot of
Open votes.
open votes around here. So
Come on, Atlanta.
come
what you
on,
gotta do.
Atlanta. Let's take a look at I want to take a look at Florida again. Sadness of Florida. 94%. Still at the same.
That's not getting.
God, he was so close, man. He had Obama down there. Did you see Obama getting all like furious? Did you see the tape
no.
of him?
What happened?
He was stumping for Gillum, and he's out there just like you should. I mean, the stuff. Let me see if I can find this speech that Obama gave recently.
Remember when he was president? Remember when Barack Obama was the president of the United
Yeah, I
States?
do, man.
Remember
I do. Yeah, it was good.
That was fun.
That was really good.
When he won more votes than the other guy both times.
I remember being so excited when he won.
Here's a heckler. Hold on, this is him responding to a heckler.
He's genuinely.
This is not him.
He's
is a
genuinely
commercial.
funny. Like Barack Obama should be like the next Tonight Show host. He is hilarious.
All right. So.
Important election of our lifetimes. Politicians will always say that, but this time it's actually true. The stakes really are that high. The consequences of any of us staying home really are more dangerous. Because America's at a crossroads.
There's somebody screaming.
The health care of millions. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Sir.
Fantastic.
Now you will note that he's not saying get that guy out of here.
Let's beat him up.
Let's beat him up.
Oh,
and drag
no,
him out
I'm
of here.
gonna
He's just
embarrass this
smiling.
guy with words
He's just
right
smiling
now.
at him.
Yeah.
Look at him smile. It's like whatever.
He's like the black belt who just got challenged to a fight by a guy who doesn't know he's a black belt. And he's got that fucking huge
Like,
smile on his face.
It's gonna be a rough evening for you.
I have been waiting for this.
No, sir, please come up. Come
Yeah.
up. You can swing 4 times in a row to start.
What are they chanting?
Not
Bring
4
him
more
up.
Take him
years.
out. I think they're saying take him out.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Hold on, I'm incredibly magnanimous.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you you support the other candidates, then you should go support the other candidates. Don't be here. One of the things I never understood was why, if you're supporting the other guy, you come to my rally. Go to their rally.
I love when he's looking around like,
Don't talk about what
I'm not
you're
crazy,
for.
right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Gosh. He was there was, but I'm not going to be able to find it. But there was a great bit where he just was saying, like, people are just lying. Like, there's politicians right now that are just lying. They're just lying, bold-faced lying to you. And he's like, and we've got to change that. We've got to go. And it was beautiful. It's just like, you know, when you just remember the guy speaking, you're just like, oh my God, he's articulate. Holy shit, he's absolutely articulate. He's not saying fourth grade adjectives, and he was just amazing. Like, he was, and everybody thought he was going to take over the world and just be king forever or whatever. And you're just, and I don't understand. I never understood. There was this major projection that they had where they kept on calling like Obama a cult, and he's a cult. You guys are cult followers. But genuinely look at what's going on with the Trump supporters. Some of those really
Rabid, crazy,
deep in it Trump supporters.
Yeah.
It's all projection.
Yeah. Cruz just took the lead.
Check on that.
What?
I don't want that to be true. So
well,
it's not.
the thing about this, it's a low chance that Beto is going to win anyway. So it's not like it's going to be a shock.
There's only 12% reporting in now. There's a lot of votes there.
A lot of votes still out there.
That's fine. Let's not get.
Let's see if Florida's done, guys. Let's see if I can delete this one. 96. He's still down by 1.1.
God damn it.
Yeah. That's sad. We got the Illinois governorship, though, guys. I don't know.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. A fat-ass billionaire who's going to be
I'm just gonna delete
in
this
jail
one.
in 6 years.
There you go. So long, asshole.
Oh, God. How long till he's in jail? What do you think?
You know, don't you put yourself under a more intense scrutiny when you're
Governor?
a billionaire and you're a crook and you're governor?
Yeah, but I think like you can buy yourself out of the consequences. I mean, he's proven time and time again because he does. He buys himself out of the I'm at a point with Illinois politicians, though. It's just like, look, I have no illusions that we're going to get anybody good. This is like we talked about before. This is a bad and worse argument.
Yeah.
Like, you got worse on one side, you got bad on the other.
You got Barack Obama, though. You did have that one.
Yeah, and he fucking got the hell out of here as soon as it was possible to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
He was a state senator for 20 minutes, and then he was like, I got shit to do.
Yeah.
I'm out. I mean, nobody, like, I don't feel excited, and we'll talk about this a little bit. Like, I don't feel excited about the Illinois races. Like, I don't feel excited about any of the governor candidates that we've had my whole life.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But we've always had a bad and a worse.
Yeah.
Who are you excited for 2020 presidential?
Cory Booker?
Cory
Maybe?
Booker's your guy?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know who's running, right? Like,
Elizabeth
nobody knows
Warren.
who's running.
He's on the short
Liz
list.
Warren.
Yeah.
She's on the short list.
Yeah.
Liz
Probably
Warren.
top
I
of
would
it.
She would be exciting.
But Liz
go either.
Warren's not going to win. Liz Warren wouldn't win. She's a
You don't think
woman.
she would win?
She's a woman.
You don't think we'll get a woman at all?
I don't think you're going to get a woman for
In
a
our
while.
lifetime, or
Not until you get a significant amount of people dying off. I think you're going to have
Do
a
you
significant...
think it's the old people that don't want women? It's the old people that don't want blacks and Jews. Do they also not like women? I get a little mixed up. Like, they
What if
also
the woman
like
is a black
blacks
or a
and-
Jew?
Holy shit. Can you imagine if she was like half black, half Mexican, lesbian Jew woman?
and magical?
Yes!
What?
Oh my God. Be amazing.
97. We're inching closer, guys. 97.
That's not good.
1 percentage point.
I want to celebrate
Do you see Beto O'Rourke running for
Possibly.
presidential
possibly,
type thing?
Yeah.
Maybe 2024, 2028.
I don't think losing tonight's going to help.
I don't think it hurts him that much either. I think he's, he put out a nice run. He got his name on the map actually.
He
I think
did.
that was
Walker.
like in a positive way. Even with a loss,
Yeah.
it's kind of a
What's
positive thing
happening
for
right
his
now?
future career.
Scott Walker?
Well, Scott
Wisconsin?
Walker's-
You don't you do
Walker's
this
up a
to
little
us,
bit.
Wisconsin.
Wait, what happened there?
Walker
a big
got a flip.
That was
Yeah,
a big-
Walker got
yeah.
a flip. So let's see how Steve King's doing. No votes yet. Fucker.
God, I hope he gets killed. I mean, loses. Loses badly. That was a turn of speech.
What I would like to see him, I would like to see him lose to somebody with calves the size of cantaloupes. That would be what I'm looking for. Calves the size of cantaloupes. Ian, do I have to call Thomas Smith? We're going to have Thomas Smith on the phone.
We are indeed.
To chit-chat.
Yeah.
Ian, do I have to call him?
T-Smizzle.
In 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay.
You could do that now.
Okay.
What's Scott Walker going to do if he loses?
Scott Walker?
Oh, he's got lots of good career options. He could drown himself in his own bathtub.
He's going to go hide under Mitch
That'd be
McConnell's bulge in his neck. Just slide right underneath there. And what would happen if Mitch McConnell grew a beard? Like, which direction do you think it would grow? Like, would it grow straight out this way?
Out. It would just go
or would
out,
it go?
I feel like it would be ingrown, but then outgrown again.
Oh.
It would go into the wattle.
Nice.
It would go into the
Circle?
wattle, cut through the wattle, and shoot back out the other side of it, potentially.
What happens when he croaks for his mate? Will it?
Oh, when it expands
When
out
it
like
expands
that? Yeah.
out, like what?
I feel like no matter what happens with Mitch McConnell, it droops. You know, like that's just the story of his life. Like it droops.
Yeah, we're gonna have Thomas on, Eli Bosnick.
He's like the only
We're
person.
calling one person, Eli. We're gonna call and talk to one person, Eli.
Yep.
And that one person is Thomas
Smith.
Smith. Yeah. Thomas
Eli
Smith
was on the
is-
short list, though.
Yeah,
right?
Eli was he?
Was he?
don't-
Let's say he was.
Okay, sure.
He was.
Eli Bosnick
Huh,
was.
I didn't know we made a list.
on the short list.
But all right.
Maybe. Call Eli. No, we're okay. We're good.
Eli doesn't want to be on the show anyway.
Eli doesn't like
No,
us.
he
It's
doesn't want to
okay.
be on the show.
We're not best friends, so press F to pay respects to Eli. How's the stream tonight, guys? How's it looking? Does it look okay? Call your best friend. He's not. I don't even know him. I don't even know Eli Bosnick's last name, guys. All right, I gotta call
All right,
Thomas
let's call
Smith.
up Thomas Smith.
Thomas Smith. Let's see if Thomas Smith is on suicide watch yet. Do you remember 2016 time our first stream? Do you remember?
I do.
It was good stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just bring it up, bud.
It was
It's
serious.
okay.
Serious.
It's healed over, so pick that scab. It's fine.
Serious
It's
inquiries
fine.
only.
It's just
Let's see.
where
I'm just gonna.
just where it hurts
Should I just
inside.
call? Should I just do it? Just hit it and just call it.
Yeah.
Give him a call.
Let's do it.
How long after 2016 election before you could
Slept?
you had hunger and like food want and like your system went back?
I will say no bullshit. I didn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
I did sleep the next day. I was pretty wiped out. I had meetings all that day, and I did have a lunch meeting, and I couldn't, I ordered food, and it just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
I was genuinely distressed. I was genuinely distressed and disheartened in a way that, like, when W got elected, I was angry. And I was angry because I thought we hired somebody who was too dumb to do the job, and that worried me. Because
I think that's correct.
I worried about, yeah, I wasn't wrong. And it worried me that he was going to make a lot of bad decisions, and I was going to disagree with his policies. What worried me about Trump is what it said about the people that voted for him. That was what upset me more than Trump. Now, I've come to also now be upset about Trump, so that's nice. But I was more like, holy shit, like, America's a worse place than I thought it was. I thought we were so much better than this. And then when I found out we weren't,
Thomas
I
Smith.
felt really embarrassed.
Thomas
Yeah.
Smith.
Sorry, hold on.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
okay.
It's all right. We got time.
Christ.
It's a good thing we're not live
God damn it.
Yeah.
or anything for our dozen of listeners.
Is this working?
Not really.
It sounds bad, but we can hear you. You know, you should see if there's like a podcaster you can call to maybe help you with your equipment.
This is fucking.
This is hilarious so far.
Oh, hey, hold on a second. I gotta put him on. Hold on, I'm gonna put him on the big screen, guys. We can get Thomas Smith up
Oh,
on
we
the
can see him.
screen. Thomas Smith is in there, is he?
T. Smith.
Ow!
Oh, what's up, T. Smith? Now we can't
No,
even hear
now
you.
we don't have any
Now
sound.
we
But we
can't
have
even hear
picture. Maybe this is
Can't even
better.
hear
Is
you.
it, are we all sure this isn't better?
Hold up signs. Just write
Yeah,
stuff
just
down
write-
in crayon
just
and
write
hold
things.
it up.
You gonna do an ASL podcast? Is this
Can
a
you hear me now?
Kind
No,
of.
very poorly? Yeah, you
Badly.
sound.
Check. Hello.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Thank goodness we're live.
Great. Yeah, of course. Skype would fucking reset everything right as we're going.
Sure.
How am I? Can you see me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're looking good.
For
man.
you, you
Looking
look
sharp.
good. Yeah.
I
Dude,
gotta
I
move
really
this off
because
of here.
I feel like this election has like I imagine there's like boils on my face and
pulling,
like fucking
pulling the color out of you right now. Yeah.
open sores and yeah, just God knows
Let me
what
see
else.
that bourbon, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, man, which races are you watching?
Yeah.
What are you watching?
Oh, honestly, I just called to talk to Heath.
Hey, buddy.
All right. Yeah, welcome to the studio.
So you'll answer your phone, when Tom and Cecil are like, hey, you want to do a live election coverage? But when I say, hey, can we talk a few hours every night? You're like, no. For some reason.
I love spending time with you in France. That was fun.
Congratulations,
Hey,
Thomas, by the way.
All right. Yeah. Well, can we scale back real quick? Are we really making a thing about how Heath won't call you? Because that's just his thing. Like,
Are you? Is my audio okay? I'm hearing a weird thing.
Yeah,
Is
you
it just
sound
me?
fine.
We're getting you all right.
Yeah, we get you.
Okay, I could change my webcam. Something seems weird.
Do
but
like an
okay, I'll just
accent
say
or
it.
something.
What'd you say?
Do an accent or something. Do change it up.
yeah, pick one that's not racist.
Yeah.
You're on. Great. 1, 2, 3, go.
No, Thomas, do one that's really racist. Do one that's really racist. Do like an old-timey minstrel voice the whole time.
Hello, not racist. You know what, guys, though? I was just thinking, I can't believe it's been 2 years since we did one of these depressed, fucking drunk, pissed off calls because the fucking country is totally letting us down. I was thinking we should do it more often, Yeah,
no, we should have more elections.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
We're only having one every couple of years.
Yeah, we should just...
I have a question for you. I'm to understand, first of all, congratulations, as Cecil had mentioned. You successfully re-impregnated your wife, so that's terrific, I think, except for that you're bringing a person into
this
the world now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know.
how much do you
Well,
regret
see.
that, I guess, is my question.
Did you see how much he tightened? Did you see how much he tightened?
Yeah, I
know.
Yeah, did you see
I know.
like he just started with a
Lydia's gonna
hunch,
hear
like
me.
there's a hunchback here.
another
human being.
It's gonna be fucking great. Love it here in Earth.
I'm hopeful about our future when my kids die in the 2080s.
Oh, yeah,
You
2080s.
guys, I don't know what the state of the states you're living in is, but like, since I live in California, I'm white, and I'm not trans or anything. I always do the thing where I'm depressed as fuck and like, oh, I cannot fucking believe what's happening, and then I realize like, well, I'll be fine, but still, this sucks. Like I go through that cycle.
You'll be a little
constantly,
bit
like,
better if
I
anything.
can't believe how bad this is. Oh wait, I'll be fine. But also other people matter, so that sucks.
That's that part.
But like,
Doesn't matter.
how much of the world that we're building are we building for the old people that are going to die off before they see all the structures that they've created collapse around us?
Yeah.
Right?
It's unbelievable.
I'm just saying, like, I'm
I
trying to
just
make you
say-
upset about impregnating your wife right now. That's
Yeah, well, as of now, I'm not quite upset, but we'll see. I mean, it just depends. I got to tell you, I was watching the 538 coverage, and I'm normally a fan of them, but holy fuck, I might file a lawsuit against it, maybe a class action. Does anybody else want to get in on this?
well, tell me
like-
why you're mad. I'll get mad with you. I just want to know why
Well,
first.
what happened was I was watching because they have a real time like tracker thing going on, like as the results come in, how the chances are going to change. And beginning of the night, Democrats had, like plus a 90% plus chance of taking the House. And then all of a sudden, I was casually watching the coverage, just having a beer, got the TV on. I got Rachel Maddow talking about whatever. And then all of a sudden, it just switches and Democrats go down from a 90% chance to like a 50% chance.
What's it at right now?
Well, it's back after a long and exhausting night. It's back up to 90, but it switched to 50, and I crashed my house. Like
Just takes his kid, just throws her right out the window. It's over anyway. Who cares?
How does it change that much? So, like, that guy needs to learn how to
what
flip
I'm
a fucking
trying to
coin
say.
better. Like, he's doing something wrong. Roll dice better. You got to do.
Maybe we're doing something wrong by putting all this stock in them. Like, it just...
Well, yeah.
Right?
Anyway, hold on. Quick, one last time. Am I actually coming over to you guys okay? Because my audio sounds awful. In my ears.
You're clipping. You're like, there's like, we're catching like you're kind of going in and out, and there's like little clicky sounds. I don't know if that's my technical.
Okay, let me
description
try
of what's
turning
happening.
off the camera. Okay, is that better?
It is better.
Oh, that
It
is
is.
better.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
way better.
Oh, wait. We're talking about the audio quality or
actually,
just
let
not
me
being able to see Thomas anymore?
Yeah, not being able to see Thomas.
This is a double
so
win.
Much better.
This is a double win right now. I feel good about this.
Let me try one other thing.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
no,
I'll
sure,
switch
yeah, we're
to a
just live. It's cool.
Yeah,
No
don't
problem.
worry. Just go ahead and troubleshoot it on air.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
have
fine.
like? Do they not
Let me
have
try
high-speed
switching to a
internet? Did you
different
dial
example.
up?
Hold
Did
on.
somebody maybe pick up the phone while you were on, or
Yeah,
double
hold
check
on,
your
hold on.
AOL
Okay, there we go.
CD? See if
Yeah,
you still have
clicky
some
sounds.
minutes left.
Yeah, there's some clicky sounds.
Okay, how's this? Is this still bad? Let's see. Check. Hello.
You're okay.
Yeah.
You sound a lot better than
okay.
Eli Bosnick would. That's for sure. Sound way better.
Yeah, I got my pop filter, so I'll right away. You
Heidi
know.
Hudcamp lost.
Yeah, check your Yik
So,
Yak sources. See how
Did
we're doing.
she? Jesus Christ.
What's happening?
North Dakota.
Heidi Hudcamp lost.
She was probably going to lose anyway.
Yeah.
It's North Dakota.
I can't
she
believe
got
Beto really had me for a second. I was like, oh,
Well,
maybe
what are we at
Beto.
now? There. What are we at now?
Is he down by?
Is it Beto or
decent
Beto? I
chunk?
thought it was Beto.
I thought it was Beto, but
Oh, I've been saying it wrong.
Beto. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Oh man,
I'm pronouncing it like my
only
Spanish 2 class taught me to. Beto. So that's.
oh, there you go.
Lot of
He's
precincts.
He's
in
one of those. He's
Houston
one of those
still need to
Spanish
report.
O'Rourke's. Yeah.
check where people have an education. Check anywhere where somebody might have graduated high school, and let's see how those are reporting.
All I know is based
On the news, he's
the
Beto.
way the
There's a
things
lot.
are,
I mean,
the
that's
New
a
York
lot.
Times guy was saying
You
Ted
still
Cruz
have
is
a
winning
lot.
1,000%.
Like San Antonio still has, what is that? 600 that still need to report.
That's where a lot of his votes are going to come
Yeah,
from.
I mean, Austin only has one
Dude,
reporting.
here's what I'm telling you. Am I
Houston
coming
still
through?
has 900 more that need to report.
Oh
It's
shit!
still
Yeah.
up,
Okay.
So I don't give up on Beto or Burrito yet.
A whole
Don't
bunch
give
of
up on
blue
him.
centers of Texas are not reporting. That is correct.
I would love to see a heat map like we have for the red blue that tracks by education and see how that looks, and
It
then
looks
also
very
tracks.
similar. I've seen that
I
one.
thought so, and also by present front teeth. Like is there? I don't know how the polling or like what the data there looks like, but like if you could track like the tooth to red blue correlation,
The tooth gap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, you're back. You're back. Let me move. I'm gonna put Thomas Smith back. Okay, you're back.
Was something wrong? Because I feel like I wasn't getting through for a while. Am I good now?
Yeah, you're
We
fine.
just weren't
we've
listening
heard
to
you this
you.
whole time.
Yeah, we just weren't
Oh,
talking. We just weren't talking.
We
about it.
muted you,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
we
no,
could.
it
Yeah.
was-
I don't know why I can't see you guys. I feel like I should be able to see you. But
Oh
I
no,
can't.
no,
No.
we're filming on different kinds of cameras that are going onto YouTube, so we don't have an actual camera that's on our. We will probably set
well,
one up
that's
eventually,
bullshit.
but we don't have one currently.
right.
So
Well, all I can say is, the New York Times expert says that based on the counties that we're in or whatever, that Beto has no chance, that Ted Cruz is going to win comfortably. So
okay.
I won the election.
we'll see.
Fuck.
Yeah, I
I
was
hate that
thinking,
guy.
because my
Jesus
theory was,
Christ.
by the way,
That guy's the
when
worst.
Ted
He's
Cruz
the
loses, I
worst.
think he actually evaporates and leaves a pile of ash on the floor.
I don't think it would
Oh,
even
look,
be
he's
ash. It
got-
would just be a
yeah.
smudge. It would be a wet,
Yeah.
filmy, sticky
Kind of
smudge.
like an afterbirth sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just
Like a-
sticky
it's
and
like a
Nintendo
rendered
64 game or something. Like you beat him, and then he'll go away. He can't exist outside of the Senate seat he somehow inhabits. I think that's how it works. Or he flies out. He turns into a bat and flies away.
Wisconsin, 46% for
Yes.
Scott Walker. Currently, losing by 4 points. Scott
Good.
Walker is with 46%
That better keep
reporting.
happening.
That I know, right? Right.
Again, I feel like Wisconsin owes us this one.
Kentucky. I'm actually kind of curious about Kentucky because,
I thought we deleted Kentucky.
well, no,
what
like,
did I miss? Look at Louisville, just like,
If-
hey guys, I'm just over here.
Just one of us. Yeah, I want to see the full house details of Kentucky. Actually, gain 9 seats. It's pretty good for the U.S.
We need 23. Oh,
gain
eight.
Yeah,
Seats.
it's okay. You fucking horrible state full of degenerate illiterates. I'm gonna drink to that.
Thomas, you want to play a drinking game with
hand me
us?
that Jefferson's,
It's
buddy.
called
I
Drink.
just finished my drink. My drinking game was called Depression. Did you have a better
Yeah.
one?
It's the same.
Ours is called
It's the
Drink.
same.
Yeah, it's
All
very
drinking
similar
games
idea.
Hold on,
need
hold on,
rules.
T-
All
T-Dog.
drinking games need rules. Drink
when you're sad, and that's
nothing
the-
else matters.
That's
good.
the rule.
So,
Hey,
put
everybody.
a cork in this, and I'll drink from the bottle.
Drinking
Hey.
game.
All right, so here's the thing. The Democrats are going to take back the House, it looks like. Barely. Going to happen. But, like, can we stop pretending that Hillary was the fucking problem? Can we finally
not
stop? Like,
until-
this is...
Not until
We're
she stops
barely-
having a vagina.
Not until she makes me a
barely
sandwich.
going to do it. After the last 2 fucking years, we're barely maybe going to take back power.
Right.
Doesn't that? And there's no Hillary running. Like I don't know if people know that. Fox News doesn't know.
Wait
that,
a minute.
but, like,
I thought, but if Trump gets impeached, then what happens is you get the
Yeah.
candidate that lost, right? That's how that.
Yep.
I am not wrong on that,
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If we impeach Trump, then Hillary gets emperorship.
No.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how
What's
it
a
works.
woman emperor called? Empress.
Impress.
Okay,
Magical
yeah. I'd be
empress.
impressed.
Impress.
I'd be impressed. Yeah.
And you get a car. And you get a car.
By the way, at what point do we? And sorry, I would love to just rant, but yeah, I feel like I'm too mad. But like, when do we
Just
get
too
to
mad
just
to rant
say,
at this point.
when do we get to just say the voters are pieces of shit? Like everyone's like, oh, don't blame the voters.
The
no,
voters
like-
are pieces of shit. Let's just say it right now.
No, it's the
you.
non-voters. It's the non-voters that are the problem.
Like the people who could vote, essentially. Like
Yeah.
everybody who votes Democrat is not a piece of shit.
Well, a lot of
At
them are
least-
pieces of shit too. People just are terrible. Human beings
Yeah, well,
are
that's
terrible.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I know that was always the thing is people. The only person to blame for 2016 was Hillary, Hillary Clinton, kind of thing.
Yeah, but,
And it's
but
like,
how
no,
much do the
I
candidates
blame
have to
voters,
do with
actually.
this, though? Like, don't the candidates shoulder some responsibility?
I'm still
for,
blaming Hillary for a bad campaign. Like, had she run a slightly
Yeah.
better campaign, she wins the electoral college too, probably.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
no,
like,
she that, like the
No. Here's the thing.
stupid,
No, Heath,
stupid
here's my
shit she did.
counterpoint to you. It's
you point at
here's
me.
why I blame the stupid fucking voters. If let me grant you, like, let's say Hillary is the worst candidate in the history. Like, I'll just for argument's sake, let's say she's worse than Trump. Then every rational person should say, okay, I'm not going to vote for her. But shit, you know what I'd better do? Since I'm going to allow Trump to be president of the United States, I should make sure to go vote for Congress, to keep Democrats in Congress so that they're a check on Trump. That doesn't happen. People just don't do it. Like, how do we make people care enough to actually do what they need
Yeah,
to
but that's on the candidate.
Mandatory voting, maybe?
no, yeah, but that's never going to happen. We're never going to make voting compulsory.
I mean,
would love it.
Australia has it, right?
Yeah, but
There's a
Australia
there's a
also
handful of other
has
countries.
gun control. Like, I mean, like
Yeah, so
Australia
these
has,
are things that can be done by idiot white people. So, maybe
it's
we
never
can
going to
do
happen
it.
here. It's never going to happen until this fucking country is populated exclusively with kangaroos. Like, it's not.
You think it's the kangaroo factor?
It's a kangaroo problem.
All right.
Yeah, we don't pay enough attention to that. Doesn't
Guys, ABC News just projected Ted Cruz wins. That
Oh,
fucking sucked.
fucking Christ.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm canceling my subscription to ABC News. I'm not even using A, B, and C in the alphabet anymore.
Is that how it works?
So-
We just call it fake news and then it's not
Yeah.
right? Isn't that-
Anything I disagree with is fake. So
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. I think this is on the
That's what I-
candidates, Thomas.
But at what point you can't blame Beto for that loss, right? Are you going to come? Oh well, if he'd gone to the right.
No, I think he ran.
no,
But
no.
I think he ran a great
Populations of
campaign.
People are shit, and that population is, and I would argue that also, unfortunately, enough of the entire U.S. population is shit, so that I don't actually blame the candidates. They're not fucking miracle workers. Beto O'Rourke against Ted Cruz is literally the best person out of all people versus the worst person out of all people. Like, you can't,
Like you take a
can't
poll,
beat that.
7 billion people. Yeah.
it really,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but
it's
context matters because then you put that contest in the Thunderdome of Texas. And that matters. Like, that's a state full of
I get
pig
that it
farms and
matters, but
armadillos. So
my point is, there's still populations under which it doesn't matter that Beto is amazing and Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer. It doesn't matter in that. I'm saying the U.S. population as a whole is also that. Like, and part of it is that voter suppression and gerrymandering. I'll give you that. Like, there's also part of that, but we can't overcome it. And that's why I mean, I almost don't
wait a
blame
minute, that's
anybody
pretty fatalistic.
because
We can't overcome it. It doesn't matter.
if we can't overcome it in this election year, and it looks like we will for the House, so okay. But if we can't overcome it in a year after 2 years of Donald fucking Trump, we barely overcome it. That means that the country just isn't that liberal. It just isn't.
No, the country
we
just
might
doesn't
be able to-
vote. No, the country is that liberal. The country just doesn't vote.
What makes you think all the non-voters? Well, okay,
Because
I
the data
agree with you
shows
there,
it.
but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I
Well,
think it. Because the
it's
data,
always-
yeah.
But what can we do about that? I think the reason they're not voting isn't because of candidate weakness. I think the reason they're not voting is systematic, where people who are less privileged have less time to think about this shit and less resources to care and read up and time to go vote and do all that. They're always going to be the people who are potential Democratic voters, because the rich people have all the time and money in the world to throw out elections and care are going to be Republicans. What I'm saying is I don't blame the candidates for not being able to solve that issue.
But
that's all.
What's up, Cecil? Hold on.
Cecil smiling about something.
Okay, it's nothing. It's just a blip, guys. But
right now, a blip is all I need.
1% reporting Steve King is losing.
Fuck Steve King.
It's only 1%. It's not a big deal.
That,
it's not a big deal. But fuck Steve King and his calves the size of cantaloupes. Fuck that guy. 75 pounds of
Can we shake the hands of that 1%? It's probably not that many, right?
It's actually two people. Yeah, no, it's just two people.
It's two guys on a corn stalk.
Shake your hand.
2 percentage points. 2 percentage points is actually one person. Yeah. So I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. I just wanted to. I'm looking at a couple of these election results.
The largest voting bloc of this country demographically is young people. It's young people, but they don't vote. The largest potential voting bloc is millennials and post-millennials, and they're not voting. It's not a matter of but they skew overwhelmingly left. They skew overwhelmingly Democratic. They are the generation of the left base, but they're not showing up. They're not showing up in numbers. I was just reading about this the other day. Haley and I were just reading about this yesterday. They are not showing up aggressively. What the hell just happened? Did your lights go off?
Thomas is being attacked by the jigsaw killer right now.
What just happened?
That's
Did you lose
weird.
power in California? Yep. There goes Thomas.
If you can hear me, I don't know what the fuck.
It's like a rolling brownout.
That's what they're calling this election.
That's what the robocall is calling this election, actually.
But yeah, young people aren't showing up, man. The millennials and the post-millennials, they're not showing up to the elections, man. And they're not showing up because they look at the candidates, and the candidates aren't speaking to the issues that motivate them. So they don't show up and they don't fucking vote.
It looks like Thomas is in like the witness protection program now, and we're like blanking.
His voice is going to come through all like,
This is Thomas Smith on elections.
Holy shit, Brian Kemp is killing Stacey Abrams right
is
now.
he just done? Is he
Thomas
throwing,
just rage quit.
Is he throwing in the towel? Oh my God, did you lose your Fortnite game or whatever, big guy?
Thomas, come back. Thomas, come back to us. All right, I'm going to let him figure it out.
All right.
He'll figure it out.
Go pout and quiet.
All right. Let's look at some of these races. Let's look at...
I got high hopes for Mississippi.
Let's take a look at the Florida governorship, guys.
Why do you want to hurt me right now?
Am I on with you right now?
Yeah, we got you, buddy.
You're back. You're back. Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey.
Why are you so dark? I understand.
My whole fucking setup just quit, so I'm on built-in microphone and stuff. But
Nice.
if that works,
God damn.
That'll be
Here.
fine. It'll be fine.
yeah.
We'll just suffer through you.
You can turn your video off because we can't see you.
Yeah.
Everybody just tolerates you, buddy.
We might as well.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, we really can't see you. Like, you're super dark.
Oh, well, is that a problem for you?
Like you're so dark, most of America wouldn't vote for you.
You're so dark, we sent out a robocall against you. So
We don't want to monkey this up.
how often?
there we
How
go.
often though, Heath? Do you say monkey?
I've literally never until today said that fucking phrase. Who
Fuck
says that?
this up. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Usually racist.
Who
Yeah,
talks
that's
like
usually
that?
a racist thing.
Oh, racist.
Oh,
okay.
So this
yeah.
guy,
That's exactly like what we
this
said.
guy here might say it though once in
Yeah.
a while, right? Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh.
Oh, you mean the governor
So when
of Florida?
something doesn't work and you fix it quickly, what kind of rig do you do? Like what is that? How do you rig that
Rig
up?
it.
Thanks. Does this work?
Yeah, we got you,
Oh,
buddy.
there we go. Here you go.
Irish rig it.
There you
Whoa,
go.
he's very
hold
close.
it. Hold
What?
it underneath your chin and just tell us just read the results to us
Blair
like a
Witch
scary
style?
report.
Snot running down his nose. I miss you, Mom. I'm so scared.
Georgia looks like it's gonna vote against her.
Miami-Dade County.
We're not going to win the Senate, and we're barely going to win the House. I don't know why this country sucks so bad, but I'm sorry I'm sorry that I got my hopes up, guys. I don't know why
Oh God. Big snot drool. Suck it back up in there. Nice.
Is it real? I think it was real.
God.
Why couldn't Beto win? Or Beto or Beto, whatever. I don't care. Beto. Why? Tell me.
Let's
Why
look at the
can't he win?
Georgia. Let's look at Georgia, guys. This will
Let's
be
look at
uplifting.
some Facebook ads. I wanted some sweatpants. You guys being sold those right now? Facebook is positive that I need sweatpants and collared shirts at the same time. I think I need both of those.
I don't know that I did. I don't know that you
Posture
combine them,
right?
but you need to own them probably.
I need to own both of those
I don't-
things.
I have a thing with when I look at Facebook, I just whatever ad pops up, I tell it I don't want it. And at some point, like it's just like I don't know what to show you anymore.
He
Like
hates
it's just
everything. I'm gonna try to sell you hate.
right. It's just like this is no. It's just gonna be like it's just an international no sign you can put across everything.
Well,
Well,
is this better?
this is good. A lot of the Dem favored ones have
they're
gone to
well.
Dem.
Yeah, Minnesota's not looking so good. You got a problem in Minnesota?
What?
Who cares? Why is there even a Minnesota? Can't we just? So, guys, what do you think about this? Why can't we take a handful of the states like Minnesota, both of the Dakota? Can we just declare them recreational states?
You're Canada now.
Yeah.
Let them deal with it.
Well, okay. I mean, seriously, like maybe we just need recreational states where we just say, look, this is a state you don't count. Yeah,
Yeah, right?
we
Yeah.
go there
Make
to
Puerto
like.
Rico a state, make you not a state.
Yeah.
You're now an island.
So like
somehow.
Minnesota,
It's like go
for fishing.
fish. It's like go fish, but with states. We're
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want that one.
Guys, it's
Throw
like
that one
how-
away.
Pass.
Yeah.
No.
It's like how soccer works in Europe, right? Like if
Oh
you're,
yeah, we relegate them down to like the second division. Yeah.
Yeah, you suck as a state. So I think there's 2 fucking Dakotas, and that's 3 too many Dakotas. Dakotas, and there shouldn't be a state there at all.
Yeah, no, they should both go away, and we should get a second New York. Yeah,
We should get an apology. Is what we should get.
we should get a newer York, and
A newer
we get
York?
the Dakotas are gone. We get a newer York.
Let's
2
look at the
fucking
Senate for
Dakotas,
Texas
1 New
again.
York.
Let's get
Unbelievable.
depressed, guys.
What's happening in Texas? Come on, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
Ted Cruz.
30%.
Texas won,
What?
man.
No, but only 30%
Hey,
are reporting.
New York Times is saying, not saying that yet. Fuck ABC and their fucking Russia propaganda. We're gonna wait to see.
I'm watching fucking Putin news or whatever it is. The polar bear says is for Ted Cruz.
It's interesting. Nobody next to the wall wants the wall. It looks like based on the map of Texas. There's not a single county next to that
That's
wall
actually
that
true.
wants it.
Did you know that the people right where the wall would be are like, what the fuck are you talking about? This would go through half my property. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
They don't want
Yeah, I think there's an imagination that would go on the literal actual border and
Yeah.
not like eminent domain their way through people's fucking ranch land, which is exactly what
Right.
will- like,
There's a reason the border is there. It's because like fucking land stuff is there. Like it does not see.
but people don't know that like borders are created by geographical problems
Yeah.
usually, not just like we thought we'd squiggle it. Like, there's only like
They just like tie a rope to a guy and he starts going through cones. He's like, soup, 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 soup. He's doing the ladder. He's like sideways.
just some guy with a seizure.
I'm sure you covered the ad that was too racist for Fox News, right? Did you guys talk about that?
Oh, which one? Because there's
Which
two
one? 'Cause
from Road to Power.
Well, no, we're talking about you talking about the robocalls
Oh.
or
No, the ad that was actually too racist for Fox News. It was a Trump national spot. Trump, the president of this fucking country, tried to do an ad on national television that ran. I actually saw it during a football game. And then, like, the next day, it was too racist for even Fox News. They're like, we can't run this.
So where do they
actually
have the
took it down.
football game? Like if it was too racist for Fox, was like CBS like, yeah, all right, we'll do that.
No, they did it first. CNN didn't. Somebody, NBC, I think, did, but then they took it down the next day after complaints. And like the thing that just blows my mind, and the reason I hate this fucking country, and I don't blame candidates on the left, is because if people are this fucking dumb, I don't know what miracle work you can do to undo it. They show footage of this Mexican criminal. You know, did you see this one? You know what I'm talking about?
No,
I haven't seen it.
You didn't
No.
see
Haven't
this?
seen it either.
no.
They
Send us a
showed
link.
footage of a Mexican criminal who said like who killed a cop and was like, yeah, my only regret, or maybe he killed 2. He's like,
Well,
my
I read
only
about
regret
this.
is I didn't kill enough.
Yes,
and
I
they're
read
like,
about
the
this.
Democrats
Yeah.
are gonna let this guy.
Yeah,
What's
they were comparing that to the Whitey Ford ads, right? They were
Here's the
comparing
thing.
this to the racist
That
dog
guy
whistle, the
was-
Whitey Ford ads from
But guys, it's so bad I can't even tell you. That guy was let back in by Joe Arpaio, the guy who got a fucking pardon from Trump, and he came back in during Bush. It has nothing to do with Democrats. Like if Republicans are that fucking stupid that works, what is a magical Democrat candidate going to do that fixes that?
I'm just glad that our own, like, American citizens don't ever kill anybody. Like, American citizens, like,
we've been murder free for how long, Tom?
Yeah.
No, well, sorry, we just had another one. We just had another one. We're good. Chicago just had two while we were talking.
I mean,
about
that's
this.
really the only question that matters. Like, if this person is an immigrant, are immigrants more likely to commit crime? And like, we look at the statistics, and they're just not. It's not. We're not less safe because of them.
Not only that, there's no pending legislation involving this fucking issue. It has nothing to do with anything.
Well, it has to do with fear, right? This is a fear thing. Yeah.
What's that?
This
Yeah,
is
it's like
fear.
you ran a campaign ad that had like some fucking thing in another country that doesn't exist. Like you're using some crime in another country that's not related to us. There's no pending legislation, and then you're just saying like the other party is that, and they're like,
but this is how you get out the vote. This is how you get old people that watch TV, right? Because that's all this is. There's a reason these are fucking TV ads. TV ads aren't for me. I don't even have TV. Do you have TV? Regular TV?
I am about to cancel it once the football season's over, but I do have it just for football right now.
Yeah. Do you have TV for anything other than sports?
I do have TV. Yes.
That's 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Right. Like younger people typically, like, they're moving away further and further
And
away
like
from
call
TV.
it 1.5. Like I'm about to seriously about
Right.
to.
That's what I mean. Like you can't. Like there's a reason these ads air where they air. It's to reach the demographic they reach.
Here's my question for you guys, who seems to be more, because my whole thing is you can't blame the fucking candidates that much. I mean, we can do everything we can, and that's about as much as we can. What do you think a candidate could do or say that would get young people to vote? I think the reasons young people don't vote has nothing to do with policy or a candidate being. I think they don't give a fuck. They're just young people.
Yeah, but why don't do that? That's dismissive. Why don't they give a fuck? You're one of these young people. You're a millennial. You're in the demographic that doesn't vote.
I did not vote until 2014.
Why?
You had shit to do.
Because I didn't give a shit.
Why didn't you give a shit? That's not the real answer. There's an underlying issue.
Yeah, but it wasn't because of candidates weren't good enough, is my point.
But why didn't you care?
Well, for me personally, it was because I was raised a conservative, so I was still transitioning into like.
Why didn't you vote conservative?
Because I'm in California, so it doesn't matter. But like,
which is actually
I guess
true.
Yeah, we'd have to ask about like actual swing states maybe and find out why young people don't vote.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Well, yeah,
but also, I mean, if you're in college, if you're it's just not that easy or relevant to you to vote oftentimes if you're that young. And my only point is I want to find out why and get more of them to vote, but I don't think it's the things we currently think it is. That's all I'm saying. Like,
what do you think it currently is?
I think it's because of their life. Dude, think about when you were that young. Have you always been a voter?
I voted since I was 18.
Yeah. Me too, yeah.
Okay, you guys are, well, but you also do a show in which your passion is talking about this. Like,
so do you. I'm just saying, like.
But I didn't vote. I didn't vote until not too long ago. But I think a lot of young people and a lot of people, if you go outside of our sphere of people who are passionately giving a shit about this, you ask them about stuff and they just have some vague concept of what's happening in the news politically. They're like, oh yeah, Trump sucks, but what, they just don't pay attention. And I don't know how you crack through that is all I'm saying. I don't think it's a question of like, well, if we get a really good candidate, it's like, I don't know. They're just not paying attention.
Well, I think that if you look at the percentage of people who are voting, Barack Obama won over a lot of people who were not voters. Mm-hmm. And I think you can have an inspiring candidate, somebody who says things that is, he's intelligent, he's eloquent, he's inspiring, all those things, and he can motivate a larger group of people to vote. I think there are things that you can say. I mean, you guys remember the "Yes, we can" speech?
Yeah.
Do you remember how inspiring the "Yes, we can"? I mean, listen to that today. Today, it's inspiring.
Right.
Listen to it today, and you can hear it, and it'll give you chills because it's amazing. You know, I know he didn't write it, but he performed it well, and he seemed like those were the ideals that he wanted to, express. And I think that you can, and I think Beto's one of those people that I think is showing that
I
he's
agree.
he can be inspiring. He can say stuff that will move people to vote.
I do think this is issues related. I think, and I think that because I was just reading something the other day that really kind of changed my mind on that. I was really much more in your camp, like it's the voter to blame, but I'm not sure that I believe that. Like, I think that when you look at the numbers,
because I think Gillum is like a Beto guy. I think
I agree with you. I agree with you.
And he's going to lose.
And he's done better than anybody thought he was going to do.
No, well, he was polling wise, he was supposed to win.
Yeah, but I think if you were to look at Florida, Florida's never a lock. Like demographically, that state is a lock. That state is a fucking absolute nightmare. And I think he's outperformed, even if he loses tonight, which he probably will. He's outperformed expectations at the outset.
New York Times calls for Cruz. New York Times calls for Cruz.
Yeah.
But I think if
stop, Thomas. I am calling this. Damn it. Let me pull the plug.
This just in. Cognitive dissonance caused the race for Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz is like, yeah, finally.
No, he wasn't. He's like, no, I won.
I can smear the victory grease on my nipples.
I'm gonna elbow my wife in the head in victory.
Sculpt my chin slightly differently because I'm made of Play-Doh.
Come here, honey. I want to lay a couple into your face.
Can we see that? Can we see that just for fun? Can we see that?
Let me. I'm gonna call it up. Let me call up. Call up Ted Cruz.
When he accidentally wallops his wife trying to hug her.
Are you looking up Ted Cruz's phone number? Oh, okay.
I too have often double elbowed my wife in the face.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
the best part is he doesn't do it once. He wallops her twice.
There's big reaction today to Donald Trump's historic.
It's such a fucking putz.
Let's see where it is.
I'm not used to being this close to a woman.
Here we go. Here it is.
Oh, God. It's the best.
It's coming up. It's coming up.
Ted
I'm not
Cruz.
listening to it.
Ted Cruz.
I'm not listening to it, but give it a second. Give it a second.
I love this so much.
Ready, buddy?
Hold on. Here we go. He's going to reach for his dad.
Don't elbow anybody. Don't elbow anybody. Do it again.
I got to come back. I got to back. Here we go. Boom.
Take Cruz. Ground and pound. Ground and pound.
You got to get into his guard. You got to get into his guard because
he knows how the judges score these things.
Yeah.
So he's really landing those.
I think he had octagon control in that one for sure.
Honestly, that might have been a 10-8 round for.
If you keep pressing Y really fast, you'll get the 1,000 hand slaps.
That's amazing. All right, chat. Press F for respects to Ted Cruz's
Somebody
wife.
finish her.
Yeah, she just stands and does the dizzy thing for a sec, just standing for the finishing move.
Oh man. Okay. Well, we were looking earlier. I'm going to call it up. I know I'm going to get yelled at by Ian again because I keep taking Thomas off the big screen to put on other stuff. And and Ian sends me texts. He sent me 4 texts already. He's like, "Can you put Thomas back on the main screen?"
He said, "Thanks for looking out.
You got an Ian. You got an Ian in your corner." But there was let's see how the Georgia governorship is.
Probably good. It's good. How's it going? Good.
10 points. Jesus Christ.
Man.
Well, Georgia, so they're delaying the vote, right? They're extending the voting time because of all the problems. Isn't that true?
Oh, I didn't know.
12.
Yeah, so not much is reporting from Georgia, I believe, but it also doesn't look good. By the way, Stacey Abrams, amazing candidate.
People were wondering why states were green. Green is independent. If you're watching at home, so green is independent. That's why Bernie Sanders. And then green for Angus King, I guess, in Maine is winning right now.
What is it about being a lightly populated, super northy state? You just don't have to be a Democrat. You're just independent. It's weird. And have you seen Angus King's mustache? It's fantastic.
No, what?
Can we pull up? Let's pull up Angus King's mustache
pull up Angus
now.
King's mustache.
Unless
This is important stuff.
Angus King. I hope I have the right guy. Let's see. I have to pull it up too because I can't see what you guys are looking at. Yeah,
Angus King mustache.
You know what Angus King
Oh,
looks
that's
like?
a strong mustache.
I'll tell you what Angus King looks like. He looks exactly like a guy named Angus King.
Oh,
That's a guy who, when he was a little younger, had a very nice van, not a lot of windows. Not a lot of windows.
he looks like the bad guy from Django. You know what I'm talking about?
Right? That's a guy who in the 70s had a rental property and he did not get paid cash. Just, how's the rest of this?
I picture that he does less senatoring than he does sailing. Like he's just
Good amount of
always
sailing. Yeah. I imagine if he rubbed the mustache against Ted Cruz's face, it would just shred them all up. It would just be very dangerous if he got near Ted Cruz.
He killed a man with his mustache.
Seems like he could.
Yeah.
So what races are you really hopeful for now that Beto's out? So
White. Obviously
Nothing.
the
We
white
don't.
guys.
We didn't win the Senate. We were losing the Senate. We're losing. Looks like 2 seats by.
okay. I
by
just got a
projection.
really weird text. We are getting a few requests in the chat for Thomas to show his feet. I guess people are really like hot on your
Are you
feet,
still
dude.
doing this?
Interesting.
We got.
Interesting.
I wonder why that is. Why would that be? Heath, do you have
Bet it
any
doesn't
idea
happen.
on why that is?
I
or-
guarantee you Thomas avoids the question when I toss it to him right now.
God,
Interesting.
I'm
Too
really-
slow. Too slow. Would have had my feet right up at... Ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
Am
wait,
I
guys,
reacting
feet?
like
Oh,
Steve
how
King?
easy is it to show your feet if you got fucking feet? So easy.
Is it when Steve King was asked if he was a white supremacist?
And he's like, I will not answer that question. Escort that man out of here. I am a what? Get him out of here.
Trick question.
Let's see how
Yeah.
Steve King is doing.
Are you still a white supremacist if the whites are just better? I don't know. They're supreme.
Was that his answer? Yeah.
You're just a supremacist.
Let's take a look, and I'm going to take a look now and see how he's doing.
Steve King?
Steve King.
If you get voted out, do you get to collect unemployment? Do you think?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Interesting question. Yes, I imagine you do.
I think you get your the retirement forever, don't you? Like the.
Do you get retirement if you're just like a 2-year?
That's a good question, man. I don't know.
2% reporting. And,
How's he doing?
He's losing.
Oh God.
He's losing by 3 percentage points, which is like a guy.
Bob Menendez won New Jersey easily, apparently.
All right, guys. Despite the
All right.
fact that 538 fucked me over and had me depressed for the whole night, we're gonna win the House. We're winning some goverships that are pretty cool.
How are we doing for the
Yes,
House? Let's see how close we are.
Florida fucked us, and fuck Florida, and I hate Florida, but whatever. But at least we can hold some people to account now, though. Oh, you know what I was gonna say? Here's one point I wanted-
Hold on. Before you go, write that idea down, because how can we
Okay.
hold people to account if we get the House?
A number of ways.
Oh,
I'm
we
asking
can
Thomas
start
here.
actually- Yeah, we can start
Trying to
actually
see.
investigating. Do you remember when the House Intelligence Committee did like a bullshit investigation of Russia, and they declared we looked into it.
No,
like,
I don't remember that.
Looked everywhere,
Yeah,
and
no,
it's totally
it was
fine.
killed within
No
like a
Russian
few
A
minutes.
minute?
Was that when Nunez was like stuffing shit down his crotch to like bring to like he's like hiding and he's like, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Where do I go? What?
So what they did, because they're fucking hacks and corrupt pieces of shit, is they did a fake
Allegedly.
they do a fake investigation. We could do
We
a
yell that
real
again.
version of that. So
I'm gonna
like
yell that.
we could actually look into Saudi Arabia and fucking Jared Kushner and all this stuff. And it's not going to
And how disappointed are you going to be when we don't?
No, we will. We will. We 100% will. If we win the House, we will. That I'm confident of. We will look into these things. And who knows? Maybe the liberal bubble is wrong and like there isn't that much there. But I kind of think there is. One thing I think we can count on Trump and company to be is the most financially corrupt fucking people you've ever seen. If that New York Times article is any indication, there's plenty of financial crime we can expose.
Will it matter?
So I don't know. I mean, in what way does anything matter? I mean, we're
Okay, all right. There we go.
Suddenly we got really philosophical there for a
In
second.
what way does anything?
In what way does anything matter?
Can I just point out that in 2018, the question like, hey, if we fight a whole bunch of crime, will it matter?
Yeah.
The answer is, in what way does anything matter? This is the world now.
agree.
Let's all kill ourselves.
Yep. I endorse that message. No, it matters in that I think it'll change the conversation a little bit. I think right now, Trump and Republicans are able to get things out of the media faster than they would be otherwise. Now, what difference will that make? I don't know. You know, like again,
because I mean, like all the polling suggests that like Trumpers have said like, if we find out these things are true, do you give a shit? And time again, they're like, I don't care at all. I don't
agree,
care.
But this is why I don't blame the candidates when we lose. Like, when in a world where you can point out, like, well, what if Russia helped him win? And they're like, whatever. That's like, the country just sucks.
We still won, right?
Sucks.
Yeah, we still won. Everybody, we still won. Still won.
Definitively, right now, NPR is saying that the Republicans have won 50 seats and will maintain control.
They will have the Senate, yeah. And okay,
so cognitive dissonance is calling that too, by the way.
Damn it. Calling the Senate.
Damn it.
Just letting you know.
The Senate stays red, but
Guys, Senate, pay F for respects for the Senate.
Hold on.
Press F for respects for the Senate, guys.
Should we pour this out on the curb? What do we need to do? Very good.
Oh, here we go.
Gentlemen.
to the most powerful legislative body in our country.
Hey.
That's a structural mistake.
Yeah.
All right.
So we lost that, but I will say another thing that matters, assuming we switch the House, it's another like bad versus worse thing, I think. We won't have 2 more years of Trump's legislative agenda.
Right, yeah.
That's no longer a thing. They'll have the Senate, but they won't have the House.
They didn't have a first year of it, though, because they couldn't find their ass with 2 hands.
No, but they got the tax bill through with budget reconciliation. So like a few times a year, even with not a 60 majority in the Senate, with 52 votes, 51 votes, they're able to get some bullshit through with budget reconciliation. They would have 2 more years of doing that if we didn't take the House. So it's a big fucking deal just in the stuff that won't be able to, they won't be able to try to repeal Obamacare again.
From
which
an
they might have done.
standpoint. From an obstruction standpoint.
We can obstruct at the very least for 2 years.
Right.
And figure something out.
Let me say, I was going to say one more thing and then get out of here and let you guys carry on without me. But one last thing I was going to say is, one thing I am really worried about is the fact that the best case scenario right now is what you just said, Heath, which is not shit. Like the best case scenario
I wanted
is
to talk about that,
stop a bunch of shit.
Yep.
And that what will happen is, here's my pessimistic prediction. 2 years of that, which is, by the way, great that we're able to do that.
Like
it's a big deal.
He's going to say
that we're able to do it. 2 years of that, people will say, well, I voted for Democrats in 2018 and
nothing happened.
They didn't fix anything. They didn't get anything done. It's like, you fucking assholes.
And then they're gonna vote Trump back in.
Yeah, or they just won't vote. Like a bunch of people won't vote because they'll say, well, I voted in 2018 and it wasn't all magically fixed, so fuck it. There are both sides are the same. And I really fear that that's going to happen in 2020. And I think we have to do our best to try to keep the messaging up of like, the best case scenario is stopping a fucking asshole from doing a bunch of shitty stuff. That's the best case.
That was like the whole thing with Obama. Like the Republicans wanted to obstruct. Now we're going to obstruct. Is our government are we just in a place where structurally all we do is obstruct, like where we just get these tiny incremental things done?
The last 2 years we had the occasional opposite of that. We had both houses of Congress and the executive branch controlled by the same group,
and they
$1.5 trillion.
And we saw the biggest tax cut for rich people that we've ever had. So
and Supreme Court appointees,
and we saw 2 horrible Supreme Court appointees. Yes.
Right. Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's our best case scenario, though, that we're all aiming for, like kind of in perpetuity, is you get 2 years. If you don't get it done in 2 years, obstruct the back 2.
Look,
so we really have a 2-year lame duck.
I think that we actually do have a good chance in 2020. The Senate map was horrible, as we all know. I think that in 2020, the House, I think if we are able to undo some of the gerrymandering because of 2020 is the year that's going to matter. If we're able to do that, if we're able to win the presidency back, which is not a guarantee, but I think we can, hopefully.
Well, we need 3 million more votes than Trump, and then that still won't matter. So.
But that's the thing to remember. We're winning back the House with the fucking massive, like the Republicans took a baseball bat and hit us in the knee, and then we ran a race and we beat them. Like, that's what we have to realize with gerrymandering. We beat them when they got a fucking head start. So the people are kind of there. It's just the stupid Senate, as you guys were talking about earlier in the stream when I was watching you. It's like these dumbass states, the too many Dakotas that we have, that's going to be very difficult. But with the election map, with the Senate map in 2020, I think we actually could be poised to take back all three branches of power if everything goes 100% perfect in 2020 and maybe start undoing some of the damage. And then my prediction after that is instantly people will say it's not enough and Democrats are just as bad.
So that's what I'm saying. It's 2 years. 2 years. If you don't accomplish every single thing, then you have a 2-year obstructionist period. Then you have a new toss of the dice. Our best case scenario for a 4-year term is a 2-year term. And then a 2-year lame duck.
That's pretty much right. Yeah. Yeah, I actually do agree with that. Okay. If that's what you're saying, then yeah.
That's fucked up, right? Don't you think that's kind of fucked up?
I agree.
Yeah. Yep. We used to have a thing where, like, bipartisan stuff would happen sometimes. So you didn't literally have to be in control of both houses by a supermajority.
Do you know how many votes Ruth Bader Ginsburg got for
98?
Yeah, like 98.
Yeah.
Several of them up until
those two assholes that didn't vote for.
It was up until the 80s when everybody that they put up, they got 90, 100, some of them got 100 votes. They would just get until the 80s. Once the 80s came, that's when they started putting up people that were
when it was a political
when it started clearly be political.
Something I heard on some of the political history podcasts I listened to, and sorry if I'm telling you stuff you already know, but like landmark legislation in the 60s, like the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, that kind of stuff, it was just assumed that you only needed 51 votes. Like they just like Medicare, like these huge programs that you would think now we would have to murder people to be able to pass. Like you would have to.
Oh, you wouldn't even try to filibuster, is what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. Back then they wouldn't. The filibuster was not unheard of. Like you would just, if you had 51 or maybe it was like 54 or something.
Right. You don't be a dick.
Well, you won. You bested me in an honest competition. Like I don't know why that changed exactly, but yeah, that's gone. That doesn't exist anymore.
I wonder if it'll ever be like, oh, that's a good idea. Whose is it? Rather than like, whose idea? What is it? You know what I mean? Because like that's the position we're in now. It's like, whose idea? I don't need to know.
What I want.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear the fact that like the worst part of Obamacare for Republicans was just Obama, and now that he's gone, it's a winning issue. Like how stupid do these people have to be? How misinformed do you have to be to where just because the guy stopped? Or by the way, how racist do you have to be? Just because the guy who was attached to it is gone, and now just the ideas and the policy are there, they're like, oh, wait a minute, that's actually good.
Yeah, we're still going to lose it.
Same thing if you ask the question of, should we take money out of politics? Everybody's like, yeah, obviously. Fucking course you should. But if you're like, do you agree with Citizens United? They're like, no, hold on. I saw a fucking meme about that. I'm an asshole, so I'm supposed to think that was good.
Ugh. Well, Thomas, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. We appreciate you coming on. You're way better than Eli would ever been. So thank you.
So glad he's not on.
Thank you so much. Sorry, my whole fucking setup and house and electronics conspired against me, but it's been
Thomas
that kind of night.
Thomas is by himself in a sad, dark room right now. We just lost the Senate. It doesn't look great.
Like that dark? It's not that dark in here. I don't know.
I see a noose back. Is there a noose back?
Is that always there?
I have these 2 lanterns going. I don't know why. I can't afford the whale blubber for 3 lanterns. So
all right, Thomas.
But thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. I
Thanks
can't
for
believe
coming
it was
on.
a fast 2 years. I remember a number of your wives were like working for my podcast 2 years ago when we did this. I can't believe that. How things have changed. So no, thank you guys.
So much for the better.
Have fun. I'll be tuning in. See ya.
All right, see you around. Bye.
God, I'm glad he's gone.
Me too.
Jesus
worst.
Christ.
God. All right, so
All right, let's take a quick look.
chance of House majority, 95%. Do you remember these depressing fucking gauges the night of?
Oh, I will never forget them as they.
Did you? Were you like? Where were you? Like, were you
Night of 2 years ago?
suicide watch
Yeah.
somewhere?
Night of 2 years ago, I was at a party. It was gonna be great.
Oh, Hillary's gonna
it was
dog.
a beautiful,
Gonna do
beautiful
some
apartment.
dog
One of
stuff.
Eli's friends, his grandparents, I think, had an apartment downtown Manhattan, beautiful spot. And they were like, "Yeah, you can have a big election party, a Hillary Clinton party." And it's this great place. We had food coming in. Everybody shows up at like 5, 6 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Polls
We're
are
all
starting to
excited.
close.
Polls are starting to close. We're pumped up. We're wearing the pussy hats. We're all into it. And then it was like 7 o'clock.
That
and we're
gauge.
Like, we're
Yeah.
like,
That
oh,
gauge.
That's
Remember
not-
when it was at 50%? It was
That's
like
not going. That's not going great.
Just tweaking, just back and forth. Do you remember when it was just like
Holy
this?
shit. Oh. Yeah, and we never did see Thomas's feet. That's correct. Somebody just pointed that out.
Absolutely, yeah.
I got to get some water. You guys need some water?
Yeah, I'd like a water.
Drinking.
Sure, that'd be great. Thank you.
I got one. Thank you.
You guys okay out in listener land?
Entirely on alcohol, but some of us are not trying to die.
Well, I'm going to start going through some of these and seeing what's what. We're going to start deleting some of these. Georgia's 6th. Still too close to call. It's 4 percentage points, and only 27% of the districts are reporting. Virginia, 2nd. Virginia, 2nd. 99% reporting. 1.7. We're close on that one. Wait. Did it go? While I was just looking at it?
What happened?
Oh.
Is it over?
Might be.
Is there a...
I don't know. We'll see. When I navigated away, did you see it?
99% reporting and 2-point lead. Yeah, that's pretty
Hey!
confident.
There we go.
All right, there's Virginia. We can delete that
God, look,
one.
again, hold on. Can you go back to that? 4,000 people decided that vote.
4,000 people, guys.
4,000 people
That
decided
tells you what's
that.
up with your vote. All right, that one's going.
It does matter.
Good night.
It matters.
Yeah.
Good night, sweet prince.
Yeah.
This one here. Let's take a look. Ohio. Oh,
Counts. Okay. Yeah, that's...
first off, Ohio. Okay, but goodness gracious. Okay, so Troy. Okay, first off, never vote for anybody with the name Troy either.
No,
Just don't vote for Troy.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
And like that's
No.
a guy who throws a football.
Yeah.
There's there ever been a guy named Troy who doesn't?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to throw the football
Or he's
around a
got
little
a-
bit outside,
yeah.
huh? Hey, you want to throw the football around?
Pushes a horse around.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're on the old pigskin, huh? Huh? Come on.
All right, so let's see the governor down here. Governor in Georgia. Let's see where that's at.
Why do you keep clicking on this?
What, the Georgia one?
You just want to hurt me.
10 percentage point down.
That's
Stacey
good.
Abrams.
Yeah,
She'll make it.
68%.
Hey, Georgia's a little bit less racist than last time. Look at that.
Yeah, still very racist. Still very racist.
West Virginia. Let's take a look at the Senate race there. Oh, we got a blue. We got
Yeah.
a blue. Look at that. The
3
incumbent.
points.
Joe Manchurian candidate won. Good
Joe
for you,
Man-
buddy. All right, we're getting rid of that one. That's a deleter.
Cool.
North
All
Carolina.
those big coal mining jobs come
Oh,
back
yeah,
to West
they're coming-
Virginia
they're coming
thanks
back.
to Donald Trump.
Ooh,
Is that
that's
going
close.
well?
That's a
fatal
close
asthma
one.
attacks. That and fatal asthma
Whew.
attacks. Yeah.
Fuck.
Look at that, Tom. Under 2,000 votes, 98% reporting. Very close down in
So
North
close.
Carolina.
God damn.
We're going to take a look at another North Carolina, the 13th. Ted Budd. Somebody put fucking a vote in for Ted Budd.
With 2 Ds. That's the worst kind of bud.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lock. That's done.
That is a super lock.
That's done. AP says that's done.
I'll delete that one.
All right. That's sad. I'll go ahead and kill myself.
Florida for Senate. Take a look here. Rick Scott. How you doing, Rick?
Rick's doing pretty good.
Rick's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
50,
Rick's
60,000
99%.
votes,
He's got a point.
60,000 votes.
99%, that's
That's
done.
probably a lock.
That's done.
We're going to call it.
Is cognitive dissonance calling that one?
Missouri, I don't know. I'm not that skilled at this. 49% reporting.
Claire McCaskill got
Claire
beat up.
McCaskill is getting beat up right now.
So bad.
But
Still half the
St. Louis has barely.
She had a hell of a run.
Yeah, St. Louis is not reported really yet. So there's a lot from St. Louis, and Kansas City's mostly reported in. So
That state is nonsense. I had to drive through it. It's just nonsense. I had to drive through it once. It was garbage.
It really is a terrible
New
state.
Jersey, Eli's new state.
How'd Eli do?
Eli, you elected
job, Eli.
you elected a Mexican. Is he
An
undocumented?
extremely corrupt Mexican.
Is he undocumented?
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on,
People are
I'm
making
trying to-
fun of me on the text thing.
Why? Why would they make fun
a lot
of you?
different reasons.
Why would they make fun of you? Dude, use your mouse and stop pounding the backspace button like it's your mom. Somebody kick Aaron out of the chat.
All right, so solution-wise, do you guys think it would make a big difference if we had 2 months to do our voting each time?
2 months
A
or
month.
Just a day off?
1
Or
month.
Like a national holiday?
Well, I mean, isn't that what we have now? So
No,
like,
we don't have a national holiday. You don't get the day off of work to go vote.
a lot of people don't. No, you're right.
Yeah,
Government employees do, teachers do, but not everybody, not by a long shot. So
Wait, but government buildings aren't closed on... Our federal government...
I actually could be wrong on that. I thought it was
I don't
a
think
federal
so. No.
employee holiday for some of them. Maybe
No,
not.
I know that some
Okay.
schools are closed because they use the schools as polling
I
places.
know all public schools are closed on election day, or are they not?
I don't think they have to be. They use them
Maybe I'm wrong
frequently
on that too.
as polling places, so for safety reasons, they
In New
close
York,
them.
I always had off on Tuesday.
On
election
Tuesday,
day,
election day?
Yeah, public schools in New York were always off my whole childhood. Yeah.
I don't recall that being a day off.
I don't
Do you remember.
You guys
I
didn't
don't
have election day
I-
off?
No,
No.
I don't
Really?
remember it
No.
as a child.
Uh-uh.
Who as a school age child had a election day off? Type it in chat.
Gillum conceded.
That's okay. He had a hell of a run.
he did.
He had a hell
That's
of a
what
run.
I was saying.
And he was
He's got a future too.
and he was an I thought a really well spoken guy, really smart,
Yeah.
really articulate black guy. And I thought he was gonna make it. If it wasn't for those racist robocalls,
Running for fucking
that's
governor. Of
what
course,
did it.
he's well fucking spoken. Of course, he's articulate. God damn it.
the one thing he did was monkey it up, though. If he didn't monkey it up, gosh, where would we be?
That's that free health care with the chicken feet under your pillow. That's
Did you hear it? You didn't hear it. It's so racist. It's unreal. That robocall. It's unreal. A few hours off. California gets a few hours off. Nope. My
no.
son had election day off.
yeah. Government employees are not off today.
Not
I
off
didn't
today,
think that they
okay.
were. Yeah. No.
Definitely not Iowa. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think if we had, let's say, a month of voting, let's say we had the entire month
I think if
leading
you
up
could
to
vote
election day.
online.
If you could vote online and you had an entire month?
It's game changer.
Do you want to
Yeah.
vote online?
Right now, no.
I don't want to vote online.
You don't,
I want paper
you don't
ballots.
trust the security.
At this point, I want paper ballots. They're showing people in certain areas trying to vote straight ticket and and going back at the very end for like some of these electronic voting machines. Some electronic voting machines in I forget what it was. Maybe it might have been Georgia. They just weren't fucking plugged in overnight, and they should have been charged, and they weren't charged. First off, they should just be plugged in. But like there was they were rechargeable and they forgot to plug them in. So like I just want to stay away from that. Just give me a fucking pen. We have a scanner where we're at, so it's like Scantron.
Yeah, it's Scantron.
That's
Yeah.
I trust that better than I do.
but I think in terms of like,
Illinois 14th, there's a Dem win.
I think in terms of like getting people to vote, right?
Yeah.
I think if we could figure out the technology to get it to be secure. I mean, like I do all my banking online. It's very secure. Like I think there are ways if we invest
Yeah.
the money. I think you can't have it divested across 50 states. So every state is in
Yeah.
charge of its own system.
You'd want every state doing
I
their
want
own
all the
move.
states working the same way. All the states.
Oh, okay, gotcha,
Yeah. No, you can't have 50 states all trying to figure out the electioneering process on their own, election process on
I
their
mean,
own.
that's kind of what we're doing now.
Right. It's a fucked
Yeah.
up system, right? But I'm saying like if you were to do it electronically, you got to do it. You got to do it from the
Everybody's gotta
top
do
down.
it electronically,
Right. Yeah. I think that changes it. I think making it a national holiday changes it.
Doesn't help.
Having a month, yeah, that probably changes it.
Someone says doesn't help if the scanner's down. Well, they can at least collect the ballot,
Right.
And then they scan it elsewhere, or they scan it there.
Yeah.
I like paper and pen, man, for right now, especially because they were saying like people were hacking into voting machines before, and I just don't like the idea of that possibility.
Yeah. But I don't either because I don't think the technology's there.
Yeah.
But I think that that's part of what would change. Making anything more convenient changes the amount of engagement.
Right. Okay, so let's just isolate the one thing. Same system we have now, except you have a month to get to the poll. you have to do it in person at one of these locations, but you have 30 days.
I don't
31
know
days to-
because there's also the urgency issue. If I've got 1 day to do it, it's important. If I have a month to do it, I procrastinate.
Right, but you've got wiggle room. You can procrastinate to the final week, and you still have 7 times more wiggle room.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just I wonder
Yeah.
if that doesn't change things, and then it slips people's minds because it feels less urgent. I do think that urgency is part of what drives a lot of people. It's like I have to do it today, Tuesday.
Right. And I guess I don't know which way it would affect things, but if there's votes being counted over the course of a month, by the end of that cycle, you might know too much, and then
and you might
it might
like,
decrease
there's no
voter
point.
turnout
Yeah,
by the end of
right.
it. So
There's something to having it all in one day that I do think is important. But I do think like you can do a couple of things to get people more engaged. You can give everybody the day off work. It's a national holiday, like fucking Veterans Day or whatever.
Yeah,
Just make it
take
a day
away
off.
Christmas. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
Not me. So like make it a national holiday. Like what's the big deal?
The reason why that'll never happen is because it will never get past the Republicans.
Right,
The Republicans only want if it could be down to 1 hour, they would be like, sure, let's just do the 1 hour voting thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
They want the least amount of people.
Yeah.
The
voting
first
as
10 callers
Yeah.
get to vote.
All these old fuckers with landlines are winning.
My finger's so sore from dialing.
So Dems have gained 14 seats, the Republicans have lost 14 seats. Moving closer to a control of
The House.
the House. Let's see what the actual, I want to take a look at what New York Times is, what their live forecast looks like.
I gotta say, these honey roasted peanuts and espresso beans covered in chocolate are delightful right now.
House forecast.
Still looks fair. It doesn't look any different. Looks very strong.
Yeah.
Very good. Very
Gosh,
good.
do you remember when it was like up here and there was like that toss up
I do.
for President Trump?
Dude, it was very upsetting.
President Trump. Yeah.
When Trump won?
Oh, hey. I think we need another one for when Trump won.
Hold on, let me get more.
Where were you guys when Trump won?
I feel like it's like a 9/11 moment. It is. It's a 9/11 moment, man. You want to talk about some of the stories we've called up?
Yeah, sure.
We had a sad moment driving home from that too. Like walking out of that party I was talking about.
Yeah, I kind of want to
in
hear
New
about this. Yeah. So you ordered a bunch of food. I think we got messed up. So you ordered a bunch of food. You're getting ready, and then pussy hats, and then you started looking at the.
Oh, we started seeing the thing, and it's just getting more and more depressing. It's getting to the end of the night. Finally, people are just like, all right, well, I'm
just gonna
out.
go
The
home and kill myself.
This
Yeah.
party of like 40 people it's down to 20. It's down to, and we're just like, all right, we got to get the fuck out of here. And Eli and I are walking out of this being like, motherfuck, we have to rewrite our whole episode because we had like shit. We were recording the next day. We record on Wednesdays, usually for Scathing Atheist for a Thursday release. So we have our stuff written to record the next afternoon, and we're like, great. So let's rewrite all of that and then be funny in like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Noah had to rewrite a whole diatribe, I'm pretty sure.
His diatribe the next day though was outstanding.
Oh, it was outstanding.
Yeah, I remember
It's
that.
outstanding.
It was awesome.
But you know what I would trade for this?
One good
his
diatribe.
really fucking
I
good
will take-
diatribe, as great as
I
it
will
was.
take one good diatribe
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, I would trade all his diatribes for it. I just want.
I'll just trade Noah. Like I'll just get rid of Noah for it.
How many people would you sacrifice?
Oh gosh.
What's that worth?
Definitely get rid of Eli Bosnick.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, no, let's name a
I said
serious
people.
number. Let's name
I
a
thought I
serious number of people that you would sacrifice. Like, if I'm being serious, there's not a
thinking
number in
about
your head.
it. No,
Okay, you're a genuine thing. So, like, if I get to pick the people, I don't get it's random.
Yeah. You don't get to pick the people. They just pick assholes that like
50
I'm willing to let them die
50,
anyway.
50 random people, definitely yes. Let's see if we can find the number. Would you say more?
Oh, way more.
I'm going 6 million. But not random.
Can we pick a demographic?
I think you have to. Full Thanos.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Full
Yes. Somebody
Thanos.
agrees with me that Thanos can be done ethically. There's ways to do it. It makes sense sometimes.
Yeah.
There's people I
Absolutely.
volunteer.
We were talking about this the other day. What if Thanos just did birth control? What if you just fucking slowly just move the population down? Kind of boring, but like knock us down to half that way.
Through birth control?
Through birth control.
Yeah. Just made every...
Using power rings, still doing like crazy magic to like shoot condoms onto dicks.
Even better. All he'd have to do is just put us all as first world countries, and then we'd just lower our population rate naturally. It would drop down below the refresh rate.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, it would just drop down below the refresh rate. You'd be Japan.
I feel like that's a moral imperative.
Yeah. Where's Aaron Robbie?
Thanos did nothing wrong. Correct. Who said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Steve King looks to be winning. No, not
Come
Steve
on.
King. Steve King's the worst.
I just hate Iowa. I fucking hate Iowa. Have you been to Iowa?
Yeah. I've been to Iowa several times. It's garbage.
Oh my God,
Yep.
is that a piece of shit fucking place in the world?
Look at it with its stupid fucking baker face.
Honestly, it's just
He's not winning.
He's not winning.
He's not winning
He's
yet.
losing.
Fuck face baker
He's not
nose.
winning yet. And only 15% reporting, so
God, I fucking hate Iowa.
I do too, man.
There's nothing at all in Iowa. Like all the farmers should not. They should be fucking non-tenant farmers. Like they should just go and farm and then go home, and wherever they're at when they're not farming, that's their place of residence. Just like Minnesota should just be a recreational. We should have recreational states. We should have food production states, and those people don't count.
We just saw them out like Bugs Bunny and
That's it.
fucking float them into Canada. I
They
don't know.
can still be part of America. We just think of them as the parking lot. You know, like
you go.
it's temporary.
Hey, everybody needs parking. They need to stop having a caucus that goes first too. That needs to stop
Because
happening.
people care about
People care.
Iowa.
I hate that's
Weirdly.
once every 4 years. It's a big deal to be in Iowa, and
Oh,
that
well,
should be 0 times.
Iowa's the heartland of
all
America.
the years. No,
we got to find out what Iowa.
that needs to go
I
away.
don't understand. And also, those things almost never tell sort of like what happens.
No,
People
but
pay
it's
attention
it's
to
momentum
it.
for
Yeah.
it's what it is, and that does matter actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
To the candidates,
Yeah.
momentum wise, you know.
yeah.
Somebody's-
Didn't Hillary win when she was running against Barack Obama in Iowa?
The primary,
I think she might have won.
or
there.
she won the
Yeah,
Iowa
she
caucus
won the
during that
Iowa-
primary
yeah,
season.
yeah.
I think that's correct.
Iowa's the taint. Iowa's the
And I know
worst.
Minnesota is blue. I just fucking hate Minnesota. That's what I'm just saying. Like it's a fucking garbage state. I can be a blue. You can have blue garbage states. Like we have plenty of blue garbage states.
Most
I'll throw that out.
Most of Illinois is a blue garbage
right.
state.
Yeah.
Obama won Iowa. Okay, all right.
Okay, good.
Okay.
We have that incorrect.
Steve, what does that say? What's Steve King?
Somebody said Des Moines is a nice place.
No,
I
it's
actually
not.
have heard that.
Been in Des Moines.
We're there. I've heard. I read a list of like the best cities to move to right now, and Des Moines was on the top of it.
Really?
Yeah, in terms of like cost of living and just like average happiness and all that stuff.
Let's see how Cincinnati's doing.
Let's check. Bottom left corner. There it is.
There's your guy,
Yep. His office is right down the street from me.
Steve
Is it really?
Schabop.
Yeah. Yeah. Or one of his offices. Yeah.
So you got like
Ohio's weird though. 5 metropolitan areas in Ohio. Mm-hmm. That's a weird state. That's
you
a
could
real
have
weird
pushed
state.
me over with a feather when I found out that Columbus was the biggest city there. I thought for sure it was Cleveland. I was like,
Did you?
You could have. I thought for sure.
I thought it was
Cleveland.
Cincinnati.
And I was like, and I looked at it's Columbus by a
Columbus by a lot.
large
Yeah.
margin.
It's the capital. It's got the
Yeah,
university.
a large margin. I thought for sure it was, but I was like, holy shit, Columbus, really?
I got offered a job a few years back. I don't know if you remember this. I got offered a job to relocate
Cincy,
down
right?
to Cleveland.
Oh,
And I almost laughed when he was offering it. Like, he was like, yeah, well, relocate you down to Cleveland. And I was like, Ohio? Like, no. No, I'm not going to kill myself yet. That's weird. No. He's like, go down there, spend the weekend, see if you like it. I'm like, I'm going to pass on that. No.
All right. Where are we looking? Total seats.
hold on a second. I want to look at Stacey Abrams and see how she's doing.
Not great.
A little bit better than the last time we checked.
82%,
Still off by 8 points.
8 percentage points.
Yeah, still off by 8.
So the House
Yeah.
gained.
It turns out
14
rigging the
seats.
election works.
Yeah.
Like, that's the lesson there, right? Rig
Yeah.
the fucking election.
And that
that
guy,
works.
that guy did all kinds of shit.
Uh-huh.
Like the kind of stuff that he did was just, it was awful. The Dem favored ones really are coming up all Dem, which is good so far. Toss-ups 3 and 4.
Okay, there haven't been any big Republican upsets yet, is what you're saying?
No.
Okay. Although Gillum is a bit of an upset, not a huge one, I guess.
Yeah,
But Gillum
Gillum
getting
is-
beat.
I
by,
never read that as an
DeSantis.
upset though. Like I thought that was always pretty close.
Yeah. I think I was off when I thought it was like a pretty large margin recently, but I think Gillum was favored going into tonight by at least a little bit. Yeah.
You could see that New Mexico flipped, Illinois flipped, and Michigan flipped.
Good. Michigan.
Which
owes
map
us,
is
too.
that?
This is for governors.
Governor map?
Yeah, so Michigan.
Oh, yeah, I was about to
Michigan.
look that up.
Yeah, Michigan just flipped. Michigan flipped earlier. Illinois, we mentioned earlier.
All right.
Illinois was over early.
Dumb, ignorant question. Who's the governor of California right now?
That guy stepped down. His
Brown?
name was Brown, and
Yeah.
he stepped down, or he's done. And so it's
two
two brand new people.
non-incumbents,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, under 1% reporting.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't matter yet.
California's going to be one that you're just going to have to wait like long into the night. Let's see where Rick Scott looks like he's probably going to win that, right? We talked about that earlier. Rick Scott is probably a lock there. That Missouri one was close. Not anymore.
God damn.
Claire is getting a beating.
Yes, she is.
Tennessee.
Told her twice.
He gone.
A female Democrat winning in Missouri is just impressive for the amount of time she did win.
Yeah.
Mississippi close enough where they're going to have to look at how close that is.
That is very surprising.
Whoa.
Look at that.
600 votes.
Close enough that they're probably going to
608
run
votes.
it advances to a runoff now. So
That's incredible.
Oh, it's already decided that
it's definitely
neither is going to hit 50%.
Yeah, it advances to a runoff. That's what it says right here because it's
Wow.
40 and 40. So and those other Republicans
Are
got
enough
enough
to guarantee
got
they
enough.
can't hit
yeah,
50?
yeah, no matter
Yeah.
what. So, yeah.
Wow.
So we'll have a runoff in Mississippi.
And the Republican wins that. I mean, look at the Republican versus the Democrat.
Right.
Well, that actually, Chris McDaniel actually helped a bunch there. If you think about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey.
Making a runoff possible, at least. Still probably won't work out, but.
Take a look at Florida. Oh, we got a
Yeah.
in
good.
Florida. Delete that one. Fucking. I got to tap on that to make that guy mad. Hope he's kicked out of chat.
Hey, didn't we have a handful of questions we wanted to ask?
Oh, yeah. We did.
There was a few of those. I think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
might get some interesting answers.
Yeah. Oh, so all right. So let's talk about first. Give us a something to say you're a first time voter, like a number one.
Yeah, put a one in.
If you're a first time voter today. Today was your first time voting. Pants off.
Pants off.
Pants off. Dance off. Pants off.
Yeah. All right.
We got one.
Meg is a first time, or Mega.
Wow.
Mega
got two.
Jaeger.
All right, follow up. Are you a
Three.
first time voter because age wise or just you've never been motivated before?
Look at there's a lot of ones. Second
Yeah.
time.
There's a fair bit. 22nd. All right, I really want to know. Like, are you guys voting for the first time because you've never been motivated to vote before, or just because you just came of age? First time, but I voted illegally from Australia.
That's fine. Did you hack into
fine.
Phil, did you just hack into one of our shitty voting machines?
First time from Russia. Love the election.
Who's Jackie Earl Haley? No, I don't. I don't know who that is.
I lost my ID the day before in 2016. You don't need an ID in most states, but
You
listen,
don't?
no.
In Illinois, you
In
don't.
Illinois, you don't.
You don't
Most
even need an
states-
ID.
I got asked 2 years ago when I went to go
Did you
vote for
refuse?
president. I did. I said, I don't need to. I even waved my hand like the Jedi mind trick. I was like, you don't need to see my
This
ID.
is not the idea you're
No.
looking
I
for.
was like, you don't need to see my ID. And the guy was like, the guy looked at me and I was like, it's a no ID state. I was like, you got to compare my signature, but you can't.
What would you
ask me
say
for
you
that.
do here?
Yeah, I'm
It's
like,
like
you can't do that.
the one piece of information you
can't
need
do
to
that.
know
Yeah.
if you're going to stand there and do that is
So-
that you shouldn't stand there and do that.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of times they ask us because names are hard to spell and it's easier for them to find.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sympathetic to that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm
you
not.
don't have to provide it. Hmm?
I'm not.
You're not? No, really? There's all those names they have to figure out
No,
how to
it's
spell
fine.
and
That's-
find.
Absolutely, that's fine.
Yeah.
They shouldn't even be allowed to ask if they're not supposed to ask, because then there's going to be a small amount of people that are like, I don't have it, and they walk out. You know what I mean?
I don't think
I
that.
imagine.
I think that like the law is clear and they shouldn't ask. I think the law they should not ask. If they make it easier for them, you know, that's fine. But I think if the law is clear, they shouldn't ask.
Huh.
Well, we were talking about this before too. Did anybody split their ticket at all? Did anybody?
Yeah.
Did anybody vote mostly Democrat and then one Republican or something along those lines?
Yeah,
Be
I
curious.
would love to know if you've ever split a ticket. I want to know what drives you to split a ticket in the climate today, like in the political climate today.
Can somebody name a good Republican? Is just like a good question
Yeah.
that goes along with this. Is anybody
Yeah, for real.
a big
That's a
fan of
legit question.
like? No, I'm not against hearing that. I'd listen. I'd look them up.
Who is the oldie McOlderson who was running the
And if
I'm
you
in
wanna-
Maryland. Oh, there's a couple of people who
If
split
you
tickets.
just send a video of you pulling a sword from a stone, whatever you want to do.
and then putting it into your body.
yeah.
Joe Manchin. Okay.
Mostly Dem, one Republican. I'm really curious what the Republicans like. On my end of the world, I have a hard time imagining what would move me to the Republican side. I want to know.
Somebody wrote Abe Lincoln.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, that's a couple people said
Marco
Joe Ma-
Rubio?
Did somebody say Marco Rubio? Think he's a good Republican?
I don't think he's a good Republican. I don't like Marco Rubio.
Somebody wrote I did once with my cousin.
I'd prefer him to be president right
Jeff
now.
Flake was only good when he was not going to be up for a re-election. That's the only time Jeff Flake was good.
Jeff Flake slightly decided to maybe think about listening to an assault victim, so he's good.
Jeff Flake was standing up to Trump before then.
Yeah,
and I think
okay.
that's what people are getting at.
Yeah.
It's not that because that was theater. What happened with Blasey Ford was theater. That was the only reason why he said that is because he knew for sure that they were not going to be doing a full investigation.
It was safe.
It was a safe investigation. They were just it was a car wash investigation.
Yep.
Like you didn't even have to get out of your car for it.
Yep.
Interesting. Kasich isn't completely awful. That's an endorsement. He's a fun Ohio guy.
I just like
He
we
didn't-
talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like on the social issues, it's impossible for me to get down with the Republican Party. Like and their platform. Like what is they
Right.
What do they as an organization? And I know that like I've heard that argument a bunch. Like I'd like to be fiscally conservative, but then you look at what the Republican Party does with money. What do they actually put forward? They put forward tax cuts for the rich, tax cuts for corporate America. They still believe in the trickle-down economic theory. They still legislate on a trickle-down
absolutely,
economic
yeah,
theory.
yeah.
So this idea that like the Republicans are the better money managers
No.
is a bullshit idea too. So where do you show up looking at a Republican? I mean this literally. Like where do you show up looking at the Republican and saying, man,
It's
that's my guy.
It's less freedom. It's less money in the less money to fund programs that will help you.
Right.
More likely help you than anybody else, any of the people that are getting the tax cuts. Right. So it's those two things right there. I think it's definitively less freedom. It's definitive, and because they constantly are talking about banning gay marriage and the shit that they talk about
They're in your
religious
bedroom.
freedom.
They're in your body.
It's a constant
Yeah.
thing.
And it's supposed to be the opposite, or at least the classic conservative of yesteryear was like, it's about more freedom. And you still hear like the libertarian conservative wants more freedoms, but that's not what's happening. at
Yeah,
this moment.
but like they're like the masters of theory versus practice because it's the spin of the narrative that doesn't match any of the legislative issues they put forward. So it's like, yeah, well, we want less government, but then all the rest of the shit that we're putting forward is actually, in terms of how it affects the individual, it's more government. It's less government corporate wise. it's less government in the sense that, like, yeah, we'll let Union Carbide pollute wherever they want to pollute. If you think of that as less government, sure.
Yeah, that's more freedoms for Union Carbide
Yeah,
and less
right,
freedoms
right,
for people who
right.
want to live
Yeah.
near Union Carbide without cancer.
But like the
Yeah.
people who work even at Union Carbide, those individuals have less individual freedom under a Republican government.
Yeah.
So like it's not a lesser government, like on a me basis. So that's where I get confused.
Sure.
Like I don't understand.
Like if you're a
how you
regular
get there.
person,
Yeah.
if you're a regular person who doesn't have billions in the bank, who's not, I don't know how, I literally don't know how you can convince yourself unless you're just so scared of the other. Like I think that's the only other thing, right? Is that you're so afraid of a Mexican taking your job or something that you'll be like, okay, no, I gotta vote this to preserve my way of life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're so afraid of other people. That would be the only thing.
Okay. McCain, that's an interesting one. McCain, a couple things he did recently, end of his life. I thought he was an asshole, actually.
When he
But
died,
I thought
he killed it when he died. He killed it. Absolutely crushed it.
I think he's a virtuous person overall in his life. If you had to take all the positives and all the negatives, he did some horrible stuff, in terms of his ideology on some social issues. But I think he's a virtuous person in a lot of other ways.
We took a look at his voting record after he died.
Yeah.
And we went through his
He
whole
voted
voting
against
record.
his party a few times in ways that I liked.
Yeah. He was, but if you look at his voting record, one of the things that we noticed was like he did the politically expedient, or the sort of the thing that would sort of gain him the most points in politics.
Oh, so it wasn't as
A lot throughout
as
his
cool as
career.
it-
There was a
yeah.
lot of times that happened.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
He
we found him problematic when
Yeah.
you take a look at him. Like I think McCain got a reputation for being a maverick or whatever.
That was his nickname, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that it was necessarily all that well deserved. Like for the most part, he towed the line. On all the major policy issues, he towed the line.
Yeah.
I thought.
Alabama voted to ban abortion and display the 10 Commandments. That's
Alabama.
not even remotely surprising.
You know what? If I were a woman and I were pregnant in Alabama, I would definitely get it. Who would you want to raise? Would you want to raise a kid in Alabama? You would have to. I mean, like an abortion should be mandatory.
I wouldn't want to raise an adult in Alabama. I don't think you should go to Alabama.
One thing they didn't mention is that the third referendum on the ballot was everybody had to change their doorbells to dueling banjos down there. So like when you press the door,
Somebody said strong disagree, absolutely not a hero about McCain. You can disagree with his politics all you want, but he's a war hero. That's unquestionable. I think that's a false statement somebody just made. I'm trying to separate out the two things, and I thought I was intellectually honest about it, and I think that was not correct. What was just said.
Take that, kick that person out.
Yeah. Don't kick him out.
No,
Try to explain yourself.
no, actually rough him up on the way out too. When you're kicking him out, make sure you rough him up just a little bit.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna play a clip, which I think is really funny. So this was from a Trump rally the other day.
This is great.
So the Trump fans, they didn't realize that not only is Trump not up for election, but he still has 2 more years to go in his term. So
I love that even they understand that under Trump, time is going very slowly.
So this is what they.
Feels like it's been 4 years already. Am I right?
So much internet being used right now, in and out here. Come on.
I want me to put a quarter in the internet and get
Just-
it
if-
right back up.
if you
There we
could
go.
shake it.
Feel-good movie of the year.
I'm a musician. Bottom.
Oh, we gotta watch an ad.
I just want to turn it down so I don't have to hear it.
Jesus. I want my internet to be free and perfect. And free of ads.
Keep America great.
I didn't pay for it. I don't deserve it, but I want it now.
All right, 7 seconds left. Somebody's eating a burger. That guy's eating a pizza. Somebody's drinking food. Stop. I don't want to. I just want to make it big.
Yeah, you and me both.
I'm curious to see what people think about their third-party votes 2 years later. Also.
Oh, yeah, I know. Man, me too.
All right, here we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, but I'm not up for election.
You know, we're changing the slogan. It's Make America Great Again. Greatest slogan of all time. Greatest slogan. But you know what? We can't use it for the second four, right? Because, like, they'd say, well, I thought you were going to make it great. What are you doing using it again? So our new slogan will be...
Keep America great?
Maybe.
I swear to God, if it's Keep America Great,
Are
I'm
you just
leaving.
you're just gonna go? That's it. You're done.
Just great.
Great. Not it.
Donald
Right.
Trump, great.
Here
We
go.
spent hours on this.
Here we go.
Keep America great.
Bye, Tom.
No,
See you, buddy.
Are
So
you
long.
serious?
So long, buddy. Cheers. Cheers, Tom.
Keep America great.
Keep America great, guys. It's true. It's true,
Because
folks.
the wrong people follow us in office, it can
Oh
all
my
be gone.
God.
Oh, it could all be gone, guys. Think of that. Just think of it.
Fuck
God. The first thing that happens, I turn to just fuck off. Oh, gosh.
Can we ask one more question?
Yes, we can. Let's ask a
Let's
question.
ask
Let's
a
get
question.
off. Let's get off of that. Let's move.
Really,
past
it's
that.
Keep America.
It is.
I would like to know, started to say it a second ago, I would like to know of the third-party voters out there, is anybody 2 years later happy with your vote? Do you still believe you did the right thing?
Third party.
If you did,
Yeah.
maybe put up a couple sentences why you still think it's a good idea.
Guys who argued with Thomas Smith on his show, if you're in chat, let us know how your Florida protest vote went for you.
You're absolutely allowed to vote for my lovely head, whoever said that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see some of these.
All right. I
All
feel
right.
like this is one of those like polling situations where you don't get answers very easily.
Yeah, because nobody's going to do it with their own fucking like username attached to
Yeah,
it, right?
peop-
You got to
people
like
putting up-
log
putting up
out.
troll
You
accounts
got to
right now.
log out, do an anonymous account, and then come back.
No, I truly regret it, somebody said.
Really? Okay. We've had two people.
Does a write-in vote for Bernie Sanders count as third party? I'm ashamed of it.
Yeah. Did you anything but not vote anything besides voting for Hillary Clinton in the general election? If you did anything besides what I just said, I want to hear why you think that was still a good idea. If you think it was still a good idea.
Half Iowa's reporting King's down 9,000 votes. I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm okay with my third party. Hillary won my district anyway. It didn't matter. So, all right, if yours was a lock,
Voters,
I
have you
guess.
gotten any better at math?
The answer is no. No, they haven't.
And I really would. Okay, somebody voted libertarian and regrets it. That's intellectually honest. That's good to hear.
He's head for president. I'm down with that. I don't want the rest of his body as president, though.
Is it
I don't
extra
subscribe.
shiny today?
No,
or something?
I think what we got to do is take your head off and put it on Hillary Clinton's body.
Oh, now you got a fuck bot.
Yeah.
You got a serious top selling model right there.
Somebody said I voted for Ben Carson. Just kidding.
A lot of people. I voted
Just
in third
kidding.
less than I regret. A lot of regret.
A lot of regret.
Okay.
Not a lot of like,
No
yeah,
regrets.
No
great call.
illusions 2020.
Do we have
Sophia, agree.
Do we have any regrets? Voted for Hillary. I voted for Hillary too.
That's literally not the question. Nice job, though.
Okay. Don't clutter up the text thing with I voted for Hillary. We get
I don't
like,
regret my vote. Somebody said.
I'm sure almost all of you voted for Hillary.
I would have made a difference.
New
in my
Smash
state
Brothers
anyway.
game, yes.
No regrets.
New Smash Brothers game comes out next month.
I regret everything, Jeff.
My roommate voted Gary Johnson. I regret it for him. I like that.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of these races now. I want to see.
All right.
Georgia governor, 8%, slowly climbing. Not gonna make it, but maybe. We'll see.
83%.
Go to the house. Take a look. See if we got any.
Harry's razors are okay, but Dollar Shave Club
16 seats
is where
now.
it's at.
16 seats. What kind of code would you give somebody if they went to Dollar Shave Club though?
/scathing.
/scathing for Dollar Shave
I just got a
Club.
text from Noah being like, "It's Scathing Atheist."
So 17 seats, closer, even closer. The Senate. Let's see if the Senate changed anything, guys. No,
No, it's still
didn't.
shit.
It still sucks.
Still shit.
House forecast. We still in the 95 percentile,
Let's take a look.
or are we in that area where it's that fucking hover fucking needle in the middle and the toss up?
Over 95,
Yeah,
230,
we're still
205. It was
still doing it.
231, 204 not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 235 going into today. That it
Yeah.
was the prediction.
Margin
so.
and percentage is plus 7.6 rather than plus 8. So it's actually getting worse as time's going on. So that's a repeat of
Let's
2016.
stop time. Yeah.
Oh, if only we could.
If we can
Kansas.
do a little bling.
Kansas flipped governor.
Good.
That's good. Okay, that's 4 states that flipped blue on governor.
Yeah.
We needed to. I think it was 33-17.
God, that's disappointing. That Florida situation is really a problem.
I know there's been studies on this, and I'm sure there's like an answer that I should already know. But why do governorships lean right more than, for example, other positions?
I think it's similar to the Senate problem.
Like New York is historically strongly blue, but we've had a good handful, especially recently, Republican governors.
We've had it too.
Governor Pataki.
Yeah.
But I think we talked about this before the show. Isn't it the demographics issue of sometimes the aggregate rural areas can outnumber pulled together because the governorship is everybody in the state, so they can aggregate right. So if you've got pushback from an ineffective or shitty Democratic leader, then you can have pushback that motivates people right.
I feel like it should go similar to Senate, though, right? Shouldn't it? Although I guess Senator leans a little bit right too.
Senator leans right.
New York
yeah.
can also. New York has we had Alphonse D'Amato for
that's what I mean by
years
the demographics problem of the Senate is
senator.
just repeated, but even stronger because you only have the one person to elect on the governor's side, right? So the same demographics issue where all the fucking hillbillies can aggregate up.
Statewide elections seem to lean right, is what's okay. Is that a different world? What isn't that? Wait, what was her name? Her name was Evie in the show. I was thinking of the girl who could do that.
Yeah, we just saw a DeSantis one. Yeah,
somebody else has a good point. Might be the point where governorships don't deal with social issues.
It was out of this
often.
world, not a different world. Whoever wrote that, different world is with like Dwayne Wayne and Sinbad, and it was the spinoff from the Cosby Show.
Sinbad's still alive.
Sinbad is still alive, but he did not do a movie with Shaquille O'Neal.
Racist.
that is Mandela effect.
Racist.
No. I'm saying Mandela effects are good.
No,
I'm saying
you're
it's a
saying
good thing. It's good that Sinbad and Shaq were never in a movie together. It's good. Shazam, exactly. The name of the movie is Shazam.
That's the one.
Shazam.
No, but it's not with Sinbad.
Yeah, he's not in that.
Sinbad is in House Guest. Okay. You guys you're kind of like shooting in little pieces of things that are true but aren't relevant to the point. Mandela effect for the win. Thank you. That was relevant to the point.
I like the comment, like, who knew the racist would win Georgia?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
I guess that's true.
You got us on that one. That's not.
Yeah, I am anxious to see where the Stacey Abrams thing goes because right now they're at 85% reporting. How many in Atlanta? It's looking like a lot of these.
Atlanta's mostly reporting too, yeah. I mean, she's not catching that.
She's not going to win.
No.
Somebody had to have called it for her already, or called it for him already.
I think like your level of education should give you like a percentage, but like a weighted vote more.
Yeah, maybe some literacy.
Like you
tests,
get like a 1.3.
some poll taxes.
No. Everybody still gets to vote.
Taxes.
But maybe not every vote is equal. Like I'm saying you should have to pay. Like and read and write and be white. To mostly just be white.
No, but
no, we already have that.
What you're getting at is that you should have to be fucking politically literate to cast a vote.
No, I'm not saying to cast
points.
a vote. Yes, to a slightly so
I think
everybody
more
gets
than
the
slightly.
cast, right?
Genuinely, if there was a good way to do the system,
1.15 if you pass this test about who the fucking candidates
no,
are.
like
Everybody
20
gets
to 1. If you could, I mean, like if you know nothing about what you're doing, I honestly think you should get hardly any weight in your vote. But there's not like a fair way to do that doesn't end up being de facto racist or being something, Yeah.
I mean, maybe you do it just based on like Tom
likability.
Thinks you should
Likability.
right? Yeah, right.
I like this person. Their vote should count.
Or just like more attractive people get better votes, like something. Like we need a better system than this, is what I'm saying. This everybody counts the same. Some fucking corn goblin in Iowa.
Well, speaking of corn goblins, let's see how Iowa's doing.
That's a problem.
17 seats. Oh, there's that Iowa. 56 per reporting, up by 8K.
I really genuinely want to know.
This person flipped. There's an Iowa that flipped right there.
Good.
There was one in Illinois, too. There was an Illinois one.
Yep.
This one here.
Turned over the 14th?
Yeah.
It's pretty.
That's
Pretty
not
big
far
district.
from me. Where's the 14th?
Where are you?
I'm like 39. I'm District 39. I'm in Kendall County. But I where I live is on a border of 3 counties.
Okay.
So I've seen the Lauren Underwood signs everywhere, like on my drive to work every day. So, and I watch a lot of House of Cards, so I'm glad the Underwoods won. That's exciting. Not surprised.
Have you watched any of the new season?
I haven't. No, I'm actually like
haven't
4
either.
seasons back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a couple behind now.
Yeah. Great show.
It was great for a few seasons, and I think it's, I don't know.
Has it petered out?
It petered out enough that I haven't watched the last couple at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
show.
I watched.
Great show to start.
I watched the first season, I think,
Yeah.
and
then
then
you
I kind of just
bailed
was
on
like,
it?
Eh.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Spacey got involuntarily bailed on it. Sad.
Republican favored. A lot of Republican favored, and they're leading. So you could see leading by a lot
So
here,
those-
12 points.
Those were not expected to flip, and they
these were
didn't.
these were Republican favored. They were not expected to flip. The toss-ups at
Wait,
this
the
point.
top of
This is
that
good.
list. Top of that list did flip that were expected. So like
This was-
New
so-
York 27 went Democrat plus 9.9 and was expected to be favored Republican.
Right now, it's leaning pretty heavily at 50%
Wow.
reporting. It's leaning pretty heavily. This is Buffalo.
That's not even New York. That's nonsense.
What are you talking
It's like
about?
Canada and Pennsylvania,
What are you
whatever.
talking about?
Snoopy's like top of his nose. It doesn't even count. That's not New York. Shenanigans.
Yeah, wait, New York's actually is how red is New York? Like other than
downstate, it's very red.
Is it?
I honestly I grew up about 15,
Yeah, where did you grow up?
I grew up about 15 20 minutes north of Manhattan. Just north of New York City. In like, the first round of burbs there. And my particular area is actually weirdly Republican. It might have slightly transitioned since I was a kid, but I grew up in a pretty Republican-leaning New York suburb. So, like, you get even just 15, 20 minutes north of the city, and it becomes potentially conservative.
Yeah, if you go down to I-80, which is maybe 30 minutes south of here, and you get to I-80, everything's south of I-80 for a long time until you get the colleges.
Yeah.
The colleges mid-state, it's all
No, but you
red.
get those, like, pearly white suburbs that are just, like where I grew up, it was just all Irish and Italian, like, cops and firemen who are
that
a
leans
little bit
Republican,
racist,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
they lean
right,
Republican, yeah.
Yeah, Illinois is mostly red. I mean, look at this. This is almost all red. It's just up here.
Yeah. It's just of the 12 million people, 6 million live in the Chicago metro.
Yeah, and those are
region,
mostly
yeah.
blue. Those are mostly blue.
Yeah, the
house
7-county
seats.
region is just it's all that matters in Illinois.
But I mean, look at some of these though. I mean,
Right.
you got one here, you got one here. These are big areas, but they're all red. But that's all south and west. So anything south and west of here is just red.
yeah, the 2 university studies, right? So like could you go to like a Find Urbana?
Yeah, sure.
I'm curious how Urbana does.
I would imagine that's very liberal, no?
Well, that's what I'm curious about. I think it depends on how they draw the district. So that's what makes me curious.
Well,
'cause
it'd be in
it's
here. It'd be
potentially
in
up
here,
against-
and it's
red as fuck.
It's not super red, but it's red.
How far outside of Chicago is that?
It was Urbana's 2.25 hours away.
Oh, okay. I thought it was closer than that. All right.
Peoria is about 2 hours away, and the way this district is you could clearly see this is
Look at these districts.
Yeah, that district just encapsulates Peoria and then comes back here and basically all the rest of the top of the state.
Right.
And it also collects Rockford. So they drew the district so that Rockford and Peoria would
All
be
in one.
all in one.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Because
Yeah.
like to drive from Rockford to Peoria.
Yeah, it's 2+ hours.
Yeah. Oh, at least.
Yeah, it's a couple hours.
Yeah.
On 39, it's a couple hours.
That's a drive.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing there either.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
literally nothing there.
Yeah.
Like, you could close your eyes and let go of the wheel and you would
That's
make
it.
it.
Yeah.
You'd just be like,
It's just-
whatever. Nobody cares. There's nothing out here.
Corn, soil, and wind.
Oh,
that's
God,
it.
yeah. You might hit a tree. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not guaranteeing it.
God, it's so fucking unpopulated in that area. Like, you got to go south to get to the prison.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
St. Louis, of course. That's in
Yeah.
that's in Missouri, but yeah, St. Louis is. I'm surprised this district isn't more. This district down here, because this is like East St. Louis, which is
Yeah, but none of those people can vote.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I mean, that's a very disenfranchised population of poor people of color.
Yeah, a couple of these flipped though. That's good.
It is.
You know, 2 of them flipped. The rest of them are all about where we thought they would be.
What is District 16? Where is 16?
16 is everything west. It's basically DeKalb.
Oh yeah, farm country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, currently we're still watching this Steve King thing. God, would it be amazing if Steve King lost?
Oh,
Looks like he might.
I hope he loses, and then I hope he gets unemployment, and I hope we find out about it so he gets a fucking entitlement.
I hope he has to be a drug mule. I hope he has to like go into being a drug mule, like an illegal alien drug mule. But he's actually sneaking drugs back into Mexico
from Iowa.
So they come in that tunnel into the United States, and then he has to sneak them back over the border, carry him like 50, 60, 70 pounds on his back,
giant calves,
and he's got
huge
calves afterwards. The
calf
workout. The calf workout though, Tom, when you're doing that,
massive,
solid, rock solid.
I wonder if Steve King was the valedictorian of his high school. He's so critical of that particular
Absolutely,
issue.
yeah. Some of them are valedictorians.
Yeah, wonder where he was in his graduating
Other
class.
ones are not.
I'm gonna guess low.
Yeah,
very, very low.
Yeah, 18 seats now. So 18 seats, getting closer. Let's see what the forecast looks like. See if the forecast changed at all, gentlemen. Oh, still the same.
Good.
So scary. Every time
I
open it
looks pretty
up.
good right now. This looks good. What are you pointing at? What are you showing? What's going on over there?
So I was just curious, based on what we were talking about, how education correlated with voting in the last couple of elections.
How did it educate? How did it correlate?
The most educated counties in the United States are on this list, and almost every single one is blue.
Let me call it up on the screen. It's
almost every single one voted for Obama pretty overwhelmingly, and voted for Hillary Clinton pretty much overwhelmingly. Yeah. Not that this is a surprise. Not that this is a surprise.
Education not. What is the URL at the top? Education not what?
Education not income predicted who would vote for Trump.
Can you get a heat map on teeth? Can we get a heat map based on teeth? Like what other like heat maps can we use? Like that are correlative.
I really would like to see the books one. Just like physical.
Yeah, how many books in your home?
Books per capita and voting pattern.
Yeah. I'm sure it would match this. I'm sure it would match this almost 1-to-1.
How many books you have?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on who you vote for.
I wonder if it's correlative to the educational issue.
And that one's being fair too, because like you could have 700 copies of Art of the Deal and be an asshole and like fuck with my theory.
All you have is one book.
Yeah,
it's all
Art of the Deal, and
they were on sale. I got a great deal.
All signed.
I misunderstood this.
You
book
ruined my
very
theory.
badly.
Yeah.
Map of Uncle Fathers.
All right, we're coming up on 11 o'clock. I think we're going to call it here soon, guys.
Cognitive dissonance going to call it?
We're going to call it here soon because we've gotten, at this point, 18 seats, gained 18 seats.
We only need 23.
Only need 23.
Let's see those tachometers one more time.
It feels strong.
The tachometers are still at 95 percentile. Still the exact same.
Greater than 95%.
Yeah.
Chance of winning.
Well, no big surprises, guys. This is pretty much what everybody was predicting.
Pretty much what everybody was
Senate.
predicting.
House goes blue, Senate stays red.
Yeah. I'm curious.
That was definitely the number one
I'm
prediction.
curious.
Can we see what Trump's tweeting about this?
Yeah,
Can we
sure.
take a look at that before we call it a night? I'm curious.
This is the greatest midterm House election ever. The greatest landslide of losing. Tremendous success tonight. Thank you all. Oh my God, that's the 32 minutes ago. Tremendous success tonight. Thank you to all.
Tremendous success. So they won everything evidently. So
That's it.
Cool.
No matter what happened tonight, it was going to be.
Good luck doing one single thing for the next 2 years or shorter
Yep.
when you get impeached for being a treasonous motherfucker.
They're saying that they might be able to see his tax returns now that you have.
Yeah,
the
I
House.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can push for that issue.
I wonder, like we were talking about earlier, though, I really do wonder if that is going to be, I wonder if not winning the Senate tonight and losing a couple of key governor races, even though they were close, is going to keep the fires burning for the Democrats for that 2020. Like if losing a little bit tonight and not having like an overwhelming thing might be good. It might be good in the end so that it keeps the fires burning.
Yeah,
and people
just enough to put the brakes on.
And just be like, it's just enough to put the brakes on, but like the whole time everybody's just like, no, we need to do even better next time. We got
keeping the fire in the belly.
We absolutely have to do better because there's no way we're going to win unless we really get out to vote next time. And then, people will really be pushing.
Taking away from that effect of like, okay, well, 2 years ago I voted and I thought we did really well and then nothing happened.
Exactly.
It was just obstructionism.
Yeah. So maybe it might be good that, you didn't sweep tonight. I don't know. I'm just trying to find a silver lining, I guess.
Are you feeling bummed by the
I
result?
prefer to have
this is exactly
yeah.
what I expected. This is exactly what I expected.
Yeah, so actually, Nate Silver got one right this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like.
Yeah. Nate Silver got a lot right. Yeah. So.
I mean, he got famous by getting it right just before he got it wrong.
Yeah, he's kind of like a really, really good statistician going into that.
He did have a lot of really amazing stats leading up to that, which people were like, whoa, So
I mean, that's why everybody knew about him ahead of time, like ahead of the 16 election.
Yeah, no, he's like a Freakonomics type guy.
Right.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What is 538 saying right now? Anything interesting?
Let's take a look.
They're saying, fuck you guys, I got it right this time.
Right? It's just him wagging his dick at the camera, just. Meh, 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 meh.
1 in 5 chance Democrats win control.
Okay.
Oh, that's 13 hours ago. Okay.
Yeah, 11 a.m.
I was interested. I watched a Nova special. It wasn't Nova. It was Frontline on PBS. They did a special the other day on pensions and how pensions are running out in a lot of places all over the country.
Illinois.
And specifically they focused on Kentucky. They said they spent a lot of time talking about Kentucky. And I was actually very anxious to see what would happen in Kentucky today because much of the documentary that they were showing, a lot of people that were, chanting, and we will remember in November, basically, to all these people that were in office. And it doesn't look like anything happened. Look like it was just straight up. They just don't care about the firefighters, the people that were, the teachers, those people. They just don't care about those people. They just don't care about them.
With that awesome rhymey slogan.
I mean, that's a good slogan.
We will remember in November.
That's a solid slogan.
Rhyme the shit out of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So here you go. Chance to so the real time forecast is 0 chance, 100% chance.
That's it. That's the game. It's what everybody thought.
Nate Silver's calling it.
Nate Silver called it already. So
Trump's got to be worried.
Yeah.
I saw a couple good things though. It looked like New Hampshire State House and State Senate got flipped.
Yeah, no, yeah, a couple
of entire state congresses got flipped.
Yeah, which is good, and that a lot of people discount. They discount that King is up by 80 votes. Boo earns.
State legislatures draw the district maps in 2021. The next, the post-census next districting is a huge fucking deal.
It's huge,
and state legislatures draw that, and governors get to veto it.
Yeah, it's huge
in almost every state.
Yeah.
It's all important.
Yeah.
That's important.
Like it's all
That's
important.
really, really important.
Let's look at Steve King one more time. 20 seats we got now.
It's done.
Fucking Steve King.
Are you guys serious with this shit?
Fucking Steve King.
About 100, like
two
100
flips.
votes.
2 flips though there. That's pretty solid for Iowa. For corn goblins, good for you guys.
Jesus Christ.
But that fucking
Still taking away your caucus.
soybeans just need to fucking
Still
vote.
taking away your caucus. Or your first go caucus thing.
gross. All right,
Who should go first? How do you think that should be decided?
I don't know.
Biggest state goes first.
Biggest state goes first?
I think
California goes first?
I think they should have a day where 20 states go.
Like Super Tuesday should be the first day?
Yeah, the first day should just be when like 20 states go.
Yeah.
And just be like, all 20 of you guys are just going to run. And so that's how the primaries work. 20 states, just burn it, do it. And then
That's a good idea.
That way there isn't this major hyper focus on like weird states like Maine and shit where you're just like, who the fuck cares?
All right.
I think we're gonna wrap it up for tonight, guys. We went basically like we thought. So see you guys in 2 years.
No. Vote next year too. Vote all
vote
the
ever-
years.
vote ever-
There's
all
one
the time
every
you can
year.
vote.
All the votes.
Every November, you have an obligation, a civic duty.
Vote in primaries too that aren't in November. Sometimes do stuff.
All right,
Help.
guys. We're gonna sign out though. So Ian, are you gonna close the stream down?
Shut it down. Shut it
Ian,
down.
Close it down. Thanks for joining us,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you.
you.
I
Cheers.
got an outro, though. I got an outro.
Oh, he's got an outro.
Outro.
All right, outro it out, guys. So long. Bye. Skeptics Creed.
I don't think that's
Gonna
the
play
outro.
that.
That should
We
be.
gotta look at the screen. What is he playing? He's got an outro over there. Does he?
What's going on?
Huh?
Credulity is not a virtue. It's fortune cookie cutter, mommy issue, hypno Babylon bullshit. Couched in scientician, double bubble, toil and trouble, pseudo quasi alternative, acupunctuating, pressurized, stereogram, pyramidal, free energy healing, watered downward spiral, brain deadpan sales pitch, late night info docutainment. Leo, Pisces, cancer cures, detox, reflex, foot massage, death in towers, tarot cards, psychic healing, crystal balls, Bigfoot, Yeti, aliens, churches, mosques and synagogues, temples, dragons, giant worms, Atlantis, dolphins, truthers, birthers, witches, wizards, vaccine nuts, shaman healers, evangelists, conspiracy, doublespeak, stigmata, nonsense. Expose your sides. Thrust your hands, bloody, evidential, conclusive. Doubt even this.
The opinions and information provided on this podcast are intended for entertainment purposes only. All opinions are solely that of Glory Hole Studios, LLC. Cognitive Dissonance makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, currentness, suitability, or validity of any information, and will not be liable for any errors, damages, or butthurt arising from consumption. All information is provided on an as-is basis. No refunds. Produced in association with the local Dairy Council and viewers like you.
All right, I'm going to shut off the stream now.
5 out of
I don't know
7,
what time
bro.
it is.